Can you hear me? Hello, testing. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello, testing. Oh, we're gonna get some feedback there for a second. Okay, here we go. Welcome to yet another session of jokes, tales, and critical fails here at my Twitch channel, crispy_VDL. Sorry for the delay. We are just waiting on one more player. I'm not sure if the second will be joining us this evening. But
she will be. She's just running late.
No, I was referring to Fume. Did somebody message Fume?
I have not. I
messaged him, got nothing yet.
There you go. That's about right. He's busy.
Okay.
Busy boy. Nonetheless, we will be waiting on another. They will be joining us soon. But until then, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We will be beginning tonight's presentation with a couple announcements. First off, as you can see in the chat, which a number of people have already used, there are a number of updated uses for our channel points, which are currently in beta, I will say, as catastrophe is on the rise already. You are allowed to vote for these. The random encounter, I would say, you guys are more than welcome to vote for the random custom encounter, but the more you vote for the random custom encounter, they are intended to harm you. Like, it is my goal to do you harm. So remember that for both the catastrophe and random custom encounter. They're not necessarily in your favor. If you have NPCs you learn to love, do keep that in mind. For catastrophe, believe it or not, doesn't seem to favor all. Other than that, the random custom encounter will be generally like a special homebrew custom encounter. It doesn't necessarily have to wreck your being, but if you've bothered me enough recently, maybe I'll make it do so. Yeah, it could be a random custom encounter. Could like a random encounter does entail like a unicorn. You know, a unicorn doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing for individual of a good alignment. So not all custom encounters are bad, but bad is just usually more fun. So that is an option. There is another one which let's see if I can start it while the stream is going. There is another custom encounter which another option which was reached in the previous stream. It is, so I had to up it, of course.
Wait, quit donating.
But
that's 4,000 now.
Hey,
6,000.
6,000. You guys are. It'll be interesting. Like, who knows what'll happen when dragons attack Rakesh? Or
I got all these points. I gotta put them somewhere.
I mean,
yeah, maybe to the other campaign.
That is an option. I can't start it in the middle here. The other one, and this one I know you guys are going to be rushing to get in there. But it is the custom item goal as well, which I will create a custom item. Which could be anywhere from like a fun sparkly wand or potion to, something epic, who knows. But it's an option. I will say these are meant for others to get more active within the chat, so don't go taking all the goals up yourself, but have fun with them. The other recent addition to the stream, which you will see right here, if I'm pointing to the right location, I believe I am, I gotta go a little bit over, actually it's right here. You'll see our new subscription game, where upon one subscription, or just your subscription, your monthly subscription, you can gift an inspiration to one of the players. I will say it can be a player in the game tonight, or the other campaign as well. If they're not playing this evening, you can gift it ahead of time. I won't keep track of that. And an inspiration is, of course, a dice which you can re-roll later in the game. You can store up to 1 or 2 inspirations. You can use them right away, in the session. Other than that, you, of course, it does only refer to using a subscription. So you can only, of course, use it once on yourself, once a month. You guys, as in the players, if you are subscribed to the channel, it is you are fully able to, give yourself a subscription, an inspiration once a month with your monthly subscription. That is totally feasible and fair. And it can't really be abused because you only really get one once a month, it's only an inspiration. They are given out pretty regularly by DMs. So the other side of that is if you want to up your subscription, gift a tier 2 subscription, subscribe with a tier 2 subscription. You can also gift aid for 30 minutes, which means I will start a 30-minute on stream timer, and any rolls you roll in the next 30 minutes will have a aid to it, which is a D4 bonus to all rolls for the next 30 minutes. And if you use a tier 3 subscription to subscribe, you can gift aid and inspiration to a player, 2 different players, the same player. It's up to you. That is to anybody who subscribes to the channel, of course, and gifts to the players throughout our game. You can also, fun fact, players, if you are feeling extra spicy, you can also gift inspiration to myself or aid to myself. And what that means is all my rolls for the next 30 minutes, or one roll of my choosing, as long as I have that inspiration, I can re-roll or, add a D4 if I have the aid. It's another way you can up the DM's power and just altogether roll within the world, just with a simple subscription to the channel. And on top of that, there is the Boon or Bane game, which comes down to any gifted subscriptions you give to the channel. If you gift a subscription or 100 bits, you can choose to Boon or Bane an individual, including myself, once again, or one of the players. A Boon, of course, being aid for 30 minutes, or Bane being just that, Bane, a minus D4 to the rolls for the next 30 minutes. Just another way for you to get involved out there. If you want to make things a little spicy, have at ye. But that will conclude. Oh, actually, no, that won't conclude the rest of my announcements, as I do, of course, always want to draw attention to the fancy emotes we have in the chat, which also subscribing will get you. You can also unlock our loot emotes, which are special bit tier emotes. And we also have just unlocked our 18-month as well as 2-year badges, which I have designed and you should have available. Do we have anybody who's subscribed for 18 months? I don't think we have an 18-monther just yet. Who's like first subscribe? 12-month. Yeah, we got a 12-monther.
You had the longest one at 14.
14. Yeah, I'm gonna have the longest of 14. Soon the 18-monther will be displayed, and the 2-year after that, but stay tuned, of course. In a few months we're gonna unlock our 2.5-year badge as well, so we're on our way. Anyway, getting into the session for tonight, we are on episode 6 of Scouring the Scorched Continent, a D&D campaign set in the homebrew setting, the continent of Rakesh, a harsh and barren wasteland home to the Red Empire. Our heroes, currently under the employ of Matmud, a high general in the Rakeshian military, has recruited our heroes, our band of adventurers, to take down a sect of drug-peddling cultists who operate within the deserts, the flats of Mirhan, 5 days north of the town of Aggressa, where our heroes had recently met. After uncovering a murderer who had slain a noble within the town of Aggressa, our heroes were recruited to take on this mission, and after traveling 4 days diligently through the harsh deserts of Rakesh, Our heroes were approached in the dead of night by cultists clad in black. As they approached your camp, the Watch, Bastion, a warforged from an ancient time past, set guarding the camp as they approached. After a tense standoff between him, the cultists, and Avery, a young boy with a thirst for knowledge and a curious mind, they, after a few failed lies, they revealed themselves to be in search of Viraka, a very addictive drug which has been sweeping across the continents of Rakesh. The reported drug that a cult is manufacturing near this location. Upon mention of Viraka, a wide grin swept across the face of these cultists, and they welcome you in under promise of more. However, you must first come and meet their lady, their leader. As you all slept, you were awoken by Avery and quickly explained the situation. You were swept up in the dead of night without a full night's rest. You were all still a little tired from the night before. As you're awoken and you see a number of cultists, 6 at least seen visibly to your naked eye. Is anybody doing anything in particular, or are you letting cultists lead the way?
Is it breakfast time already?
Avery did say, as he woke everybody up, he whispered to each of you, cultists have approached, and what do you say to them, Avery?
Cultists are here, and we're going to follow them because they maybe know where to get Baraka. We have to go talk to their leader. And I move on to the next person.
As you're awoken, you did camp inside this cave. Sorry, something good just crossed my nose.
Banana bread?
That's like exactly what my nose triggered up to. Like, I immediately went like, is banana bread being cooked downstairs? I might have to look into that. Anyway,
I'm jealous.
my sister makes great banana bread, and she cooks it for almost no reason. It's awesome. Anyway,
She cooked it because you love it.
because I'll eat it.
Yeah.
The cultists now stand at the entrance to the cave. Some of them just sweeping inside along the far wall, watching you all as you wake up on the other side of the cave. You, Bastion, and Avery, you're sent to go wake everybody up, but you, Bastion, are watched by the large man who had originally been speaking to you in the worn black robes.
You all be quick and come quiet now. If you're good, there may be Viraka in it for each of you.
We will be as quick as possible. Give them some time just to wake up for a minute. They just rested.
Yes.
But we'll be on our way soon.
It is dangerous. There is no time to dilly. Be quick.
And they do rush you all to pack up camp, but if you all follow suit, it's not long before you are out of there. Is anybody doing anything?
I'm just gonna make sure.
There are 6 cultists that you can see.
That we can see.
Yes, that you have seen, that have revealed themselves to you at all.
I will just make sure to stick close to B45 once everyone's set. Keep up, like, the timid thing.
Yeah.
Can I try to take a look for more cultists just while I'm packing stuff up?
Of course. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Alright, give me 2 seconds. Perception. There. 10.
10. You don't see any more cultists, of course, while packing up, because inside the cave, you just see the ones that are watching you inside the cave. However, as you do leave the cave, you do and start getting your stuff ready to go. You see a B-45 lined up there with fume. You start to head out. You do start to see 2 crossbowmen appear out of some loose brush along the mountainside. There is now 8 that you guys can all see, I'll say. As you start to move, you can see the 2 crossbowmen follow up the rear. But there are 8 in total. With yourselves and your camel, which is led now by one of the cultists, away from you all, they do lead you through the mountainside. Welcome! We are joined by a new adventurer approach. 1 second, let's do a quick camera change. I do not hear Soggy, but I see Soggy. Oh, I don't actually see Soggy. I'm hearing chimes from Discord. Is that Soggy related? No. Okay.
Can you hear me, Chris?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Welcome.
Good.
As I was telling everybody else, you have been awoken by cultists in the dead of the night. You are currently being led by said cultists just away from your camp. As you leave, is anybody doing anything? Are you doing anything? Everybody else said no. Pretty much.
I'd like to know, can I check people's identities if I know them?
If you know them?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. So 15?
You can't really make out many faces, as most people have their hoods up and eyes at least shrouded. You can't make out any really sort of identities whatsoever. You can make out a couple of faces, nothing familiar. What exactly are you looking for?
Just wanted to know where I was, I guess.
Just surrounded by familiar, unfamiliar cloaked individuals, woken in the night. It is pretty disconcerting. But you guys camped out about 4 days' travel from Egressa, and where you were camped, you were approached. These individuals do lead you quite aggressively throughout the mountains, over hills, through paths they do seem to know quite well, cut out by signs of rather frequented travel. It seems that certain paths that they lead you through, they've traveled before in rather frequented scouting patterns or travel routes. You're not sure, but they lead you along the mountainside for about 15 minutes or so before you do start to see Ignacio. You see over one of the distant hills a obelisk peek into view as you veer around one of the jagged mountain rocks. As you guys head toward the obelisks, you do then start to see, as individuals start to see the first Ignacio, you see a second one come into view, and then a third and a fourth, 2 of them tucked in along the mountainside. in a sort of square pattern. As you guys encroach even further, closer and closer to these obelisks, you start to climb up the hill of a cliffside, looking down toward the obelisks. They are still towering higher than you at your current location, but you can get a look down at the area that they peer over, as you can see a sort of basin of sand cascading down around a rocky crescent shaped sort of clearing cut from the rock. The sand cascades down toward a ziggurat, which is erected in the center. A number of torches erected outside of it, leading a pathway to it, where the crescent rocks meet at the front. It seems that the 4 ziggurats that you saw upon approach line the 4 corners of this sort of cutaway out of the rock, and this valley seems to house a number of individuals. As around the ziggurat, you can see a number of people tending fields. Arid fields, but fields nonetheless, which sweep back a dozen feet or so, as well as a number of strange huts and boxes which line the side of the ziggurat. You can see a number of people outside in different colored robes tending these fields and boxes. Lit by torchlight, as you approach, you can see a number of figures glare at you from the top of the ziggurats, as each pointed spire has a reservoir which leads to darkness within. You can only assume individuals sit within, glaring outward. As you veer down the cliff face you had previously climbed, rounding near the entrance, you now head toward the pathway which was originally illuminated by torches, as you veer now into this rocky valley here within the desert. It is still night, and the quiet desert carries sounds all across its hills. And as you are eventually led within this sort of protected estate, nearer the ziggurat, more and more shrouded, cloaked figures appear to stand out front of it in the torchlight. As you all are led to this sandstone ziggurat, the 8 figures who led you there start to kind of spread out amongst about another 8 or so which stand outside the ziggurat. At first, as you started to approach, it was maybe 1 or 2, 3 or 4 started to pop out and head around this stone ziggurat. And as you approach, you kind of are interweaved with a crowd of surrounding cloaked individuals. Most of them in black, some in very fine violet robes. Faces entirely shrouded by thick cloaks and hoods which dangle down, covering the face, casting shadows. What are you all doing? You saying,
how do I get me one of them cloaks?
do you say this outside? Do you say this out loud?
We're traveling in a big group, right?
Yeah, and the man leading you, I mean, you guys are free to talk as you wish. They don't stop you. You guys aren't bound or anything, but you are led with weapons drawn. The crossbows are drawn on you. A number of individuals have clubs and daggers at the ready. However, you aren't bound in any sense. As you say this, though, the man who originally, Bastion, you were talking to, a large, dark-skinned individual with a thick beard which kind of sits at the bottom of his face, scraggly and messy, he turns to you with a chuckle. Well, if you prove yourself
extra useful and compliant, then maybe you will be a keeper one day too. But we'll see.
A keeper of what?
A keeper of us. The ladies' will. Many things. You'll learn in time. We'll see what you are good at and make a judgment.
Well, I'd very much like to see this lady.
Oh, you will. But first, are you thirsty? And he reaches inside his robe. He takes out a small vial, purple and fine. It looks almost crystalline, the vial, and it has a sweet aroma to it that's very enticing.
It's Varaka.
It is Varaka. And he gestures it towards you. Would you like to quench a thirst? Any of you like some Viraka? He turns to each of you.
Sure, I'll take a little sip.
He hands
Pass
you
it on to the next person.
He hands you a vial. Ah, good. I have many more where that comes from. And you watch as two more cloaked individuals, the purple cloaked individuals, in fact, kind of drift up next to him. And underneath their long purple cloak, you watch as they whisk away the cover, and there's a violet pillow with red adornments around the outside, a number of red tassels which kind of dangle off the sides, with a number of vials which sit on top of pillows. He gestures it out to the man you were just talking to, and he takes two more, one in each hand. Come now, have a sip. You must be much parched. And he leans down to you, Hoffs, and hands you a vial, as
All
well
right,
as.
Does he actually think that I use Araka, or is he just like
Make an
He's
insight
just
check.
feeling to
insight?
Yeah.
Bastion did mention, and Avery, or Bastion did mention that they were in search of it. So he, I mean, of course, is questioning, but what's your insight?
19.
19. He is looking at you all with a raised eyebrow. You can tell the way he's kind of glaring you all up and down, and the way he stopped looking so intently at Oberon. You can tell Oberon's reaction kind of eased his tensions about him. It seems that from what you can make out, this is some sort of test for you all.
Am I still exhausted?
That was your second day's travel, that was your third day's travel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
you guys
we
have
had
had
a
a full
test.
rest since then. You are, however, approaching exhausted. That is a note. You are feeling very tired because you haven't slept, but you're not necessarily exhausted yet. I will be giving you guys a check very soon here, so
Not
keep
get
that
a
in
full
mind.
night.
No, he woke you up about a few hours into your sleep. Like, not even 3.
Alright, well, yeah, I'll take some. We kind of need to convince them. So,
I take some as soon as Halves does.
Okay, he hands you each one, reaches back, grabs another 2 from the pillows. Hands one to...
No. Go ahead.
Sorry,
As you cough your brain.
as I cough my brains out.
Can I take a second and say and wink at him and go for the kid?
Sorry, what? You're gonna take it and say for the kid?
Yeah, but like not give it to Avery. Just say like I'm gonna hold on to it for him.
Well, he reaches back to the pillow when you say that, and he goes, Oh no, I have plenty for the kid, and leans down to Avery. Avery.
I'll get one for myself, and I'll be like, can I get one for Joseph too? And I'll like get my doll out.
You have a doll?
You watch as
I have a doll.
You watch as he looks back at the purple cloaked individual with a questioning look. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Avery.
Shit. Hold on, I haven't rolled yet. That wasn't indicative. Shit. That was negative.
Now, if I remember correctly, this is going to make us kind of tired, isn't it?
7.
No.
More into suggestive.
Yeah, you would know it makes you kind of like, it makes you suggestive, basically.
See ya then?
And I'll like bat my eyes.
Sorry, what'd you just get for perception?
A 7.
7? Okay, yeah, no, I mean, he just looks up at the like dark-faced, cloaked individual. You can't even see the face beyond, like, the shadow, especially here in the night. And you just see a nod come from them. And you watch as he takes the second one off the pillow and hands it to you.
Yeah, thank you.
It is good to see our reach has gotten so far. He turns away and sees Fume standing there with, like, a scowl. And he holds up he straightens up. He towers over Fume quite a bit. You can see this man. And for you, Fume just like reaches up and snags it from him.
And I will also take mine.
As they hand them all to you, you watch as he turns back. The cloaked individuals, the purple cloaked individuals, well, you already know them to be known as keepers, so I'm going to start referring to them as keepers. The keepers, you can tell, are watching you all intently. You cannot see eyes, but you get that feeling of being watched as you've all been handled the vials. And after this large human individual hands them all out to you, he turns back and crosses his arms, settling in, watching you all up and down.
I chug mine like I'm practiced.
Okay.
Alright. Do I have any reference for, do people just chug it?
Yeah. It's usually like a dose, a vial. It's just all chugged. I mean, it's gonna last a few hours. I would say you'd probably know this pretty generally. It's been going around the country pretty widespread. It's gonna last a few hours, and I mean, it's like a night out drug at times too. Like, it's very much like it's like a whorehouse drug. It's like it's like a going out evening drug. Like, it's an everything drug. Like, it's been very widespread is all I'm saying. And like, and it's not gonna leave you like face down in a ditch. It's gonna leave you being a loopy individual on the street. Like, you'll see individuals like have freakouts at like shady bars on Viraka.
Okay.
And as you've been traveling, and I'd say you too, Ignacio, you probably both have run into individuals here and there who are on a Viraka kick. Like, it's been a pretty big deal recently. So Ignacio, you said you down it. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Got it. I have to pull up.
I will also
pull up my thingy. Hold on.
What are we having for breakfast? Because the last time I had some of this, man, did it make food taste so much better. I want to make sure you get the full effects of this.
You say this out loud?
Yeah. Basically, I'm asking him, like, obviously you woke us up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, okay.
You got some good shit, right?
He lets out a large chuckle and goes, you I'm beginning to like, yes, do not worry, I'm pretty sure Otari has something cooking as we speak. It is available. Well, after your meeting with the lady, we can go get you something.
Alright, so I guess I'll go ahead and down the vial.
Okay, Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm also going to.
That is a 16.
Okay.
So close. 24.
Alright.
Or sorry, 23.
15.
Alright. I will also down the vial and almost certainly fail this con save.
The wizard.
That's just
He's got
what I
like
do.
confidence.
Yeah, so much confidence. Alright. Saving throw normal. Oh, 17. Look at that.
Not bad.
I shall give like half of my one vial to Joseph. I will pour it into the doll's mouth, and then I'll take the other half myself.
Please put your con save in chat.
Natural 20?
I like how you forced a kid's portioned dose of this.
Yeah. I give half to my doll, half for myself, and then we split it later, you know? It's a good deal. Good dice tonight. Except for the other one, you fucked me.
Tiny heart? What was that about?
I got a cracker.
Crispy got a quacker? She brings Sky.
Yeah, hydrate.
Hydrate!
Fine. You guys have to wait. I go get
No!
That's deserved for being a smartass.
Get it now. Hey, I hydrated earlier. You better get more.
He's got a bong right there. He could just take a sip out of the bong.
God.
The real Varaka.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
You know, the more we talk about Faraka, the more I hear it is Viagra. Look, I'm not wrong, am I?
Those symptoms around Avery. Easy there.
Why are you bullying me? I'm right.
No, you're not.
You're really not.
It doesn't work the same way
No, I know. Yes, it does.
physically. It doesn't work the same way mentally.
I don't know. Is it making Ignacio hot and bothered all of a sudden? Like, the fuck?
I mean, I don't get poison, but it doesn't stop me from getting suggestive.
Suggested on.
You did it again.
Suggested on. Same thing.
Get some of that banana bread. That'll be
Oh my god, yeah, get some banana bread.
Fucking
Get some
banana bread?
I think I was smelling toast.
Ow. Oh.
A stroke?
that's like extreme
That
disappointment.
is a stroke. Yeah, wait a second.
Nonetheless, you guys all down your vials of Viraka, one after another. You feel it settle in, and it just kind of sits in as a warm feeling. It smells phenomenal, and it tastes incredibly sweet.
Like ear infection.
It's like a little thick, like Pepto-Bismol kind of inconsistency, but it's incredibly sweet and flavorful, and smells incredibly good as like it goes down your as you swallow it. That it's actually quite enjoyable.
What is that, jam?
You feel it like warm your senses very slightly as he kind of the man watching over you nods. Hello, I am Brother Tessar. I am here to welcome you to the Violet Night. You all were wandering in the desert and had many excuses to come up with when pressed on it. Why is that?
A bunch of random people came up to us.
It's not every day we get lucky to meet somebody with so much Faraka.
I'll look down, I'll be like, I was told it's shameful.
So I come from the circus from across the ocean. And I've hired these guys to protect me as I'm in search of more Varaka. My circus leader wants this stuff. It's making us money. It's making our circus goers happy. It's making the customers we get happy. We're trying to figure out how we can get it into the air to make people enjoy our shows even more. But it's made our shows much more pleasurable to people, and it's making us more money. So I've hired these people to protect me in search of finding more of this, and I heard that out in the wilderness is where I could find it.
Well, you have heard right. It is. We have put out feelers of sort to get people looking for more. But we don't give this out for free, you understand. You have hired all these lot to be your bodyguards, the kid as well.
No, the kid's part of the circus.
Roll a deception check for me. As you do feel as you stammer all this out, Oberon, you get caught up on words and kind of like stumble them out, like losing your train of thought, like almost mid-sentence here and there. So
I've been protecting this kid since I got to this land.
I do need you to roll with disadvantage for me.
Disadvantage, shit.
Real quick, did anyone pass the con save, or is that just going to be secret result for later?
6
It's
deception.
a secret mouse tool.
So I rolled a 6 for deception.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
He kind of winces at you.
One second. Stay near B45.
He winces at you. Yes. He gives you a look up and down, a once over. Turns to everybody else, kind of like casting you over his shoulder. You, Tin Man, what is your story? Looking at you, B45.
First, offensive, I'm made of iron. Second... Sorry. I made myself laugh. Secondly, the only reason why I lied is because I don't know who you are. As in charge of protecting people, I would not want random strangers to get close to the people I'm in charge. I don't know those people that well, but I am hired in order to help protect and make sure that they live.
I understand that, but I mean, what is your story? How did you come to be afflicted?
Well, got woken up by magic. Seems to be normal for my type. And I had experiments ran on me, countlessly as you can see. Some of them were not so physical, some of them were magical in nature. Like Varaka.
Roll a deception check for me.
Dude, I don't remember if my charisma was my lowest stat or not. It's not. Cool. That is an 18.
Well, it is not the worst experiment you can have. Trust me. It goes down smooth. Turns to pans his head slowly over to Avery. What is your story, child? A sad one, I assume.
I'll cower behind B45 and look up for permission.
I'll rest my hand on Avery's shoulder and nod slightly. Of basically, you can take the reins, kind of.
Yeah. I'll look back over at the dude again. And I'll be like, it's not but I left the church. And then I heard these guys were coming out, and they were looking for juice. And Joseph loves juice. So, I sort of, followed them, and then he noticed me. And then he was really nice to me, so I just stayed with them. Now I look down again.
He looks at you questioningly. Go ahead, make a deception check.
Oh no, that's off the table. It's in the crate. Why? That's not the worst.
I didn't hire the child, but I'm not going to leave a child in the desert to die.
Oh, I'm not talking about you. Okay.
I'm just saying that this is one of those times that being patchwork comes in handy for a lie.
What's the math? Math's good. 19. I'm gonna have to find a dice.
19, you said?
Yeah.
He leans down close. Child, do you know what this juice is?
It's like wine. But for everyone.
You know. He pans his head mid-sentence up to the individuals in purple again, the keepers. Once again, you just see a single slow nod. Okay. He stands back up.
What kind of realization was happening then in that guy's head?
Sorry, what are you talking about?
I want to figure out what, that guy's reaction
The guy
means.
questioning Avery, Tassar?
Yeah.
Brother Tassar?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
5.
5. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead. He'll look over the last of you. He'll make eye contact with you, Hobbs, as you stare at him. You, what are you looking so intently at? What's your story? Where are you from?
So, would I know... One second, sorry.
You're good.
So would I know anybody back in, Karev or somebody who used Varaka?
Possibly.
How big is Hoffs?
Possibly not that they would have known you. Not that they would have. Sorry, not that they would have told you.
So I might have, but I wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of like a lot of people's dirty little secret. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure. All right. All right. Well. And other than just feeling good, does it, and besides the enchantment susceptibility part, does it actually do anything else, or is it really those two?
Not that you really know. It just kind of from what you've heard, it just makes an individual have a good time.
That's fair.
They're
All
just
right.
happy about everything.
Okay. Then Yeah, I guess I'll just respond. I mean, school is stressful, and some of us had connections and needed ways to unwind. I'll just leave it at that.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Yeah, here we go.
I will say. Yeah. Deception check.
Just deception?
Yeah.
Yep. 18.
Okay. He'll turn about sharply and look back at the people in purple. Well, I think, they are appropriate candidates. I think they have a lot of potential. They look tough. They look... Looks down at Avery. Eager. They look... Well, they survived this long. Come now. Follow me. He'll lead you in through the small single 5-foot entrance that makes up the bottom tier of this ziggurat here. You guys stood in front of now. Leaving the torchlight behind, you enter a dark tunnel where he now only carries a singular torch. You can get the glow off of fume behind you, as a couple cultists fill in behind you all as you enter the ziggurat. Do you all follow, I assume?
I'll follow, and I'll follow, like, right at the front of the group. Right behind them.
Gonna give an exaggerated yawn and be like, carry me to B45.
I'll pick up Avery as well. It doesn't bother me.
I'm gonna tuck myself in so that if I want to cast guidance, I can.
Okay.
The doorway's 5 feet tall? Is inside bigger than 5 feet?
It's like 5 feet wide, not tall.
Oh, 5 feet wide.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's tall enough I can stand.
Sorry, yes.
I heard 5 feet tall, I'm like, damn, this is gonna suck.
No, it is actually rather cramped for you, and you do kind of have to like hold your head low, but it's it's a 6-foot high tunnel, so you are still slouched. And it is a very small stone tunnel, about 5 feet wide, just a little bit taller. And you guys kind of single file through. At the end of the hallway, it reaches a wall where it splits off in two directions.
Were there any smells coming from? If it's got, I guess, two directions. Are there any smells in either direction?
Yes.
With advantage?
Yeah, with advantage.
Can I just say flavor text way? So I've put my halberd onto my back with my trident. So both are not in my hands. I have Avery in one hand, the other hand free.
So 17 perception for smelling.
Okay. You smell quite a number of smells around the area. I'm not sure exactly what would be familiar to you, but there are quite a few which fill the air. One of which being honey. Honey is in the air, especially outside where you guys were standing around. You could get the smell of honey kind of wafting around the area, mixed in with a number of other aromas. This entire area smells very, very sweet. Smells very nice, very aromatic, almost perfume-like. It smells so sweet. Yeah, I would say you also pick up like hints of like cinnamon and saffron as well. It also smells nice within this like hallway. It kind of wafts in from both directions. What was the perception check? It was 17, you said?
17, and I was basically like,
yeah.
Do I smell breakfast in any direction?
Do you smell what? Breakfast.
Breakfast.
You do smell breakfast in one direction, and it's to the left. As he leads you in, he actually leads you to this wall. It's just a small tunnel which leads directly to this wall, which splits off two directions, one leading left, one leading left, one leading right. And to the left, you can smell food. To the right, you can smell a mixture of smells and like perfumes wafting down the hall in the direction, but you specifically do smell food being cooked to the left, and that's where like your attention kind of immediately darts toward as he turns about here in this small hallway. You can see there's a cultist on his left in the hallway to the left, and there's a cultist to his right in the hallway to his right, both carrying clubs in their hand. His torchlight is the only light except for Fume at the back. He turns to you all. Look, I trust you all enough to take you to meet Our Lady, but you must now show trust to us, and for that, I ask your weapons. Please give them to us, and while you are on our estate, you will have free reign, but we cannot have that with blades and hammers. My friend here will keep them safe and untouched in our storeroom.
Yeah, I'll hand over my short sword. I got no issues with that.
I only have my mace, so I give a mace.
Is that the only weapon you have on you?
Yeah, I've deliberately brought nearly nothing.
Okay, yeah. Mark that off your person for the moment.
Do I have God's blood leaking off my arm by any chance?
Leaking
or like,
off your arm?
Not like leaking, but like excess in certain areas, like where there's like where it's built up a little bit.
Not really, no. It's pretty clean machinery. Yeah, there's not really excess or overflow or anything like any leakage.
Damn. Let's see.
I very reluctantly hand over one of my pistols, but the other one I just sort of throw at him, but I show him each time that there's nothing in there, there's no bullets or anything, they're just completely empty.
So you give him both your pistols?
Yeah, because I have two.
Okay. I just you said you give him one, and then like I was like, wait, do you not give him the other? Okay.
No, I did. I gave him both, but there's a very significant, like, how I give each one, like, how I handle each one. One I don't care about, but one I do.
Gotcha.
And then I'll hand my trident halberd.
Okay.
And then I have to take out the 3 daggers I have on me. I have those too.
Oh yeah, I have to hand him my hand axes.
You guys bring everything?
Can I keep the shield?
Damn, how many weapons do you guys have?
I didn't bring shit. I was like, we're gonna get caught.
I don't own shit.
I'm a walking armory.
If you don't take your a fighter gets like a number of different weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't take your shield off to hand him to him, is that what you're saying? You just want to leave it on your back, see what he says?
Yeah.
Your shield, my friend. You won't need that up ahead.
If anything, it's just for comfort. It's the last piece of my past I have.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Is anybody trying to hide a weapon? If not, please honestly put up your weapons.
I can't take my claws off.
Gotcha.
I can't remove my arm.
For a minute, have they pointed out my spell book?
Nope. They've made no remark to your spellbook or anything.
Okay.
That's not technically. You're the weapon.
You've made no indication that you are some sort of spellcaster to their notice.
Okay.
So they've made no regard to your spellbook at the moment.
Alright, I have a couple daggers, so I will give those up.
Okay.
We're gonna be going left, right? Smells really good that way.
No, we
Oh,
first we meet the lady, and then we get some food. But before we enter, and you watch as he opens up his cloak, you can see a very middle-aged but still rather fit gentleman in some tattered commoner's clothes underneath, but once more with a number of Viraka bottles underneath his cloak. But before we enter, another toast. And he hands you each another vial and holds one in his hand. He gestures it up to you all. Do you guys follow his motions?
yeah, I clink mine on his.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I have more, I'm gonna have a tummy ache.
I'm assuming these vials are small, so I'm like holding it between 2 fingers on my paw.
They are fairly, yeah, exactly. And he goes to down it. Do you all follow?
Yep.
Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw.
No,
Yeah. Does his look the same as ours? Like, does it look like Viraka, or
Make
does
a
it look like
perception
it? Alright.
And can I accidentally break my vial when lifting it up?
Can I spill mine behind my back?
I'm not drinking it. If he looks at me, I will look indecisive.
Alright. Perception.
Your guys is lost pleasure.
Okay, I got a nat 20 on the perception. So,
Nice.
I sure hope I get that right. Because I'll be really disappointed if I don't. And I am downing it, so con save also, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to fake me downing it.
Yes, con save.
And a nat 1 on the con save.
Oh, buddy.
That one.
Give me a sleight of hand check to fake it.
And then I want to see if I can fake my, raising it up and accidentally breaking it.
Ta-da.
What do you mean raising it up and accidentally?
Like, instead of actually, picking up and drinking it, accidentally adding too much pressure on, the back finger or something. Like, my
So you're
motor
just gonna
skills are
break
not
it in your
that
hands?
one.
I mean,
By accident, yeah.
I mean, you can
Above
break
his
it in your
face.
hands all you want.
Well, I don't want it to be, obvious, crushing it, but, tilting it slightly and putting pressure on the end.
Okay. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Dirty 20 sleight of hand. Ew.
18.
Okay.
I'll make a fuss about it being spilled on me. The fuck? No, kidding.
I was gonna say.
I'm not drinking it though. If he looks at me, I'll explain myself.
You're not drinking it?
No, it's gonna hurt my stomach. I've tried to take it. It's a lot.
Can I take his and also do a
No,
sleight
it's
of
still
hand?
for me later.
Okay.
But fucking, if you make a move towards me, I will have a snappy response.
Okay. Damn.
Get your own. You had your own.
Can't.
You had
I
your
did.
own.
I
You
did.
had your own.
I want yours.
Steal from a child.
I will.
Are you drinking the liquid? Oh, yeah, you rolled. Never mind. I'm like,
Everybody, as they down it, I will say, before you do see Hoffs, everybody put your sleight of hands. You already did. Put your con saves in chat if you haven't already. But the perception check, it did unveil that, one, when Tassar took out the vials, there were 7 in his pocket within his robe. They all seemed identical, and he didn't seem to make any indication to which one he takes. He just kind of sorted them out blindly. It does seem he made no indication of which one he took. He didn't really care.
He's gonna pocket this.
The liquid, though, washes down your throat. You as well. Oberon feel nice and warm, and that smell becomes ever more present from the left side of the hallway. The right still smells pretty good, but the left has got your mouth watering.
Probably start wandering towards the left a little bit. As it's enticing my nose.
As you guys fake taking the liquid, you hear the shattering of glass as Tassar brings down his liquid. That is the spot. As the two on either side of him, the cultists, are looking about you all vigorously to see, watching you take the liquid, they seem to not notice. However, from behind you pushes past Fume, the cultist which followed you up. And in his hand, you can see a vial of Varaka, which he turns you, Bastion, slightly as he pushes through everybody. And you see his young face. It seems you had an accident. I have an extra here for you. And he hands you up a vial. Looking over at you with a narrow slits of eyes, Ignacio, he says, "You too, I see, had an accident." Huh. And he hands you a second vial. Let's not be so clumsy this time. You, child. Why aren't you drinking yours?
It's too much. It's gonna hurt my stomach. I'll have it later. Like, I'll whisper that to him.
Roll a deception check.
Hello. That's
And
not bad.
I'll drink mine this time.
Dirty 20.
Yeah,
They're pretty observant.
Everyone must drink before seeing the lady.
I have my
But
empty
like-
bottle from earlier, so I hold it up and I exchange them in my bag. And did.
Can I?
He staring at you.
Oh fuck. Okay.
No, he's staring at Avery, and he just narrows his eyes.
Do I have to? I already had some.
Can I?
He's not saying anything. He's just glaring at you, Avery. What are you doing?
I know, I'm aware.
What are you trying to do, Ignacio?
I was gonna act like I downed it, but hold it in my cheek, or like underneath my tongue until I can spit it back into the flask later when no one's looking.
You're gonna hold it in your cheeks. Okay. You can do that.
Cool.
Okay. Avery, what are you doing?
Sorry. Well, can I
Go ahead.
intervene with the Avery thing? Did I see this guy before? Or did he just kind of show up from behind us?
I mean, he was outside. He was in the group. He tailed you guys in. Yeah. I mean, he's been in the group.
Okay. But when they've been looking at us, they've only been like, it's only that, has only this party been directed to drink, or has like everybody, including them, been directed to drink? Or is it just us?
Not these ones. These ones did not drink with you guys. They just watched. They were watching you guys while you drank.
None of these guys are keepers, though, right?
No, they were all black rope.
Alright. Well, I don't remember you drinking anything with us, so...
I am not going to meet the lady.
Why are you getting on a kid's case? They already had a file. Like, I don't know. Do you want the kid to throw up in front of your lady? Is that what we do here?
Or if the kid overdoses.
This individual will look over at Tassar.
Can you overdose?
Oh, well,
Can you? Sorry.
They share a look. It seems to say something to each other. And then
what thing is the look?
Go ahead and you can make an insight check.
Make an insight check. All right.
Maybe you'll get double digits this time.
16. I did get double digits.
16. It's kind of a look of, what do I do here? Tassar definitely seems like the leader of this guy's boss. And he's definitely very suspicious right now.
Are there any overdoses or like negative effects to taking too much Viraka?
Do you say that out loud, or is that
No, this is a question for the
not
DM.
that you would know. It's not something that's you've ever heard of over in the Dengu Dynasty. I will say Hoffs would know.
As we've been traveling,
nothing. I would say Hoffs, like, nothing that you would know of. Same with Hoffs. Go ahead and make a medicine check, Hoffs.
Medicine.
Would I know from the past? Because the first time that we encountered Faraka, you said I recognized it. On the lady that jumped out the window?
No.
Okay.
You said medicine?
Yes.
14?
You would know that Hoffs, all that you would know is that it is very addictive, and because of that, it is often prone to overconsumption. You haven't really heard of many people dying of Viraka, just of Viraka. It usually is death because of doing something entirely out of line because of Viraka, as in like running around the streets naked, or angering the wrong person. Any mixture of, various reasons. But no, not medically of that. But you do know it's like highly sought after more and more because of its addictive qualities. But they share a look of confusion and suspicion, and Tassar starts to head over. Now, tell me again, child. Why is it you don't want any more?
I'm gonna get a tummy ache. I'll have it later.
And how often have you had Viraka in the past?
And I'll look at my doll. Like, how long have we had this juice? Joseph says nothing back. Like, I'll think in only the way that children think. Like, couple weeks.
This kid frustrates me. Oh. Look.
I'll, pull back.
He'll look you up and down.
Keep in mind that Avery is still in my arms.
Yeah. He gives Avery like a good look up and down, kind of, look at me, child, and like, raises like the eyelids of Avery.
I'm the captain now.
He looks plenty affected. It should be fine. If he's not addicted yet, he will be soon. Take those to the storehouse. You guys, up these stairs. Onward. And he...
Can I see the direction that guard went? The one with our weapon?
Yes, he just goes left.
Goes left towards food. Got it.
Yes. As the guard to the right steps aside and Tassar motions you to head to the right. You, I assume.
Okay, it's my second bio.
Yeah. Behind Tassar.
So those. Sorry, before we move on, I lost it. Soggy, or Ignacio, the second vial. Are you drinking it as he's looking at you?
As he's looking at me, I fake as to drink it. I do the whole swallowing action, but I don't actually drink it. I said that I held
you're
it.
Holding it in your mouth? Okay.
Yeah.
And I need a second con save from Bastion.
I already did 23.
23. That was the second? I thought that was the first.
Nope. It's underneath my deception roll. I rolled 19 twice.
They were both 23, but there's two separate rolls.
Oh, okay.
It's before hostage and save.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, he leads you to the right, which it is a small hallway about 10 feet down before it veers off to the left again and heads up the stairs. 1 second.
At any given point, I would like to find a moment in time when they're not looking at me so I can spit it out.
I mean, they're all
Or
looking
put
at
it back in the flash.
They
Stop
all
looking
seem
at
to be
us.
looking at you as you are told to lead, and following you follows Tassar and another. They lead you up the stairs, which are a short set of stairs, maybe about 5 feet, to where you reach the top, and after about another 5-foot jaunt down the stone hallway, it opens up into a large room where you can see torchlight starts to billow down the hallway from, and the smell of different aromas start to waft through. Saffron, cinnamon, sweet smells just fill the air, and you are met with the sight of a smoke-filled room with very faint music being played from a harp from an individual in the corner. They sit with the hood down, black robe, half open, sat on a pillory playing a harp lightly, as a hookah is set off to the side of the corner, currently lit, letting smoke drift gently into the air. A few other individuals sit on different pillows on the side of the room as this large room opens up and expands across nearly about 25 feet in, where a single velvet carpet stretches all the way to the back, where a single throne sits, carved out of fine woods, into the shapes of some sort of clawed animals at its feet, as a velvet pillow adorns the chair, and a large woman sits atop it, draped in violet veils of thin silken materials, overlapped and thrown over her shoulders, which just drape off of her curves as she sits expectingly in her chair. At her feet, at 2 steps, which lead up to her throne, sit 2 other cloaked individuals, sat up, but sat comfortably around a number of pillows. And as you enter, a number of cloaked individuals who are sat at the closest wall stand up and start to fill in to the room. Weapons appearing underneath cloaks almost miraculously as keepers begin to fill in from the sides of the room, seemingly out of nowhere. They're black, or their faces veiled in black as their purple robes drape over them, and you can watch they start to line the sides of this velvet walkway as you start to enter the room and are led down in a single file line. I need everybody here to make a wisdom saving throw for me. At disadvantage to everybody who has failed their Viraka save. So that would be Hoffs, Oberon, Fume, not that you would know that. Avery, no, you're good. Yeah, just those 3. And put them in chat, please.
I rolled an 18.
At disadvantage, you said?
If you failed disadvantage.
If you failed Viraka, yeah.
There's another nat
Yeah.
one.
Fucking.
Isn't your character supposed to be the well, it's the electric dice.
I don't know if I can send the computer to dice jail.
Dice jail.
Yeah, I'll just chuck my laptop out the window. That'll teach it.
Now you're thinking with portals.
Just reload the web page.
Exactly.
Croc the new RNG talk. What happened?
Then what if you lose all of the good luck that's got up from the bad luck?
Yeah.
It hasn't been much.
So,
You need it? Sure.
Yeah, he does. He needs all the luck
You
he
need
can
it?
get.
yeah, I don't like using the internet rollers.
Yeah, I said if you need it, yes.
Yeah, I just already packed all my dice away. So I'm kind of stuck with the internet. I know.
That's blasphemy. Those are the last things.
I know. I had to move out of my dorm, and
I love
my
the mood lighting that
family's
you've been
gonna
doing,
move
Chris.
soon, and it's all just.
But your dice, man. No.
I know.
How are you supposed to play games? Go get your Monopoly set out.
Yes, the D20 in my Monopoly set.
It was a joke, guys. Jeez.
So, oh wait.
So why are you making a con save?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Ignore me.
Oh, I could totally sit and organize my magic cards right now.
Speaking of board games.
As you enter the chamber, I still need Soggy's wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. 2 seconds. Okay, that's much better than what I had for my con save that I didn't need to do. Hold on. Where's my wisdom? There it is.
Right above charisma.
Yes.
Gotta stay productive somehow, right?
Do you have a roller?
There you go.
Okay. 1 second, I need to do something here real quick. Stay with me.
Why did you re-roll instead of reverse mapping?
Yeah, just change the modifiers. Okay. So, sorry, I need to get something ready here. As you all enter the room, you walk to the end of the chamber, as the keepers file in on either side, you can see the woman at the end of the room get ever larger and larger as you walk down the room. The room itself is a bit longer than you thought, and as you get closer and closer, and she stands up slowly, you can now see that this woman is not of human proportions. As she stands up over a whopping 9 feet tall, her purple veils kind of drift down almost whimsically toward the ground, where they levitate ever so slightly before drifting like the breeze to the floor. And as she takes a long step forward, you can see her almost porcelain smooth skin, although a darker tan color. She takes a step forward and almost drifts gracefully down the carpet. And as she gets ever closer, the smell of sweet aromas, the cinnamon, the honey, the saffron, all kind of wafts together and drifts toward you as she comes ever closer, her presence kind of looming nearer and nearer. As she approaches, a very ever so present aura emanates from her. She has long black straight hair which flows behind her, almost as light as the veils themselves, kind of drifting in the wind. And as she steps forward, you can see a fairly muscular form, beautiful and curvy. She has very wide hips and chest as well. As she steps forward toward you gracefully, she leans down and looks toward you all. Her eyes, almost crystalline blue, lighter than the sky itself. They pierce through you, kind of filling you with chills as they cut through your very being. And as she speaks, you feel warm as her voice feels familiar like your mother's, but also new and exciting, filling you with a rush of emotions which seem alien at first stroke of her voice touching your ear. Welcome, children. Welcome. I hope the Violet Night has been accommodating. I am Lady Delora, and I wish to welcome you into my home. One brief moment here, real quick, while I do something.
Is anybody around us doing anything while she came forward? Are they bowing or anything?
They
Any
don't.
gestures of any sort?
They're not bowing to the ground, but they all do lower their head. As she kind of, one by one, as she sweeps down past the keepers, they kind of lower their heads even lower. Mostly the keepers. Everybody else beyond that kind of looks on in wonder and bewilderment. Sorry.
Can I?
1 second before anybody else goes forward. I need to send something. Let me just double check something here. Cool.
For those Magic players, my brother just bought 5 packs of Collector's New Capenna, or however you say it.
Yeah, New Capenna. But, like, the collector stuff?
Yeah, he bought 5 Collector's booster packs.
Oh, nice. Did he open anything good? Is he opening them?
He hasn't opened it yet. He just sent me a picture.
Nice.
I'm going to text him back and be like, nah, you should have got Neon Dynasty.
I like New Capenna because I'm a sucker for Art Deco.
He's a scalper, so...
He's just hoping for a good draw.
Yeah, so I was like... Just knew it was new and taking a gamble.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. ECG player price list.
Okay. Sorry, I had to handle something really quick. As you all enter, she gestures to each of you and begins to speak again. I am Lady Delora. I am the matriarch of this establishment, and I lead these individuals on the righteous deed of gifting Viraka to this land. They work to fulfill my vision and bring others like yourself into the fold. We run a tight ship here at the Violet Knight, but we reward those who give us their heart, give us their all. You all have shown yourself to be tough, to have braved the deserts, to have come out stronger. I wish to reward those like you. I wish to reward the brave-hearted. My gift to the people of this land is Viraka, and my children, my disciples, they wish to fulfill my dream. Tell me, children, do you wish to help me?
I wish to help you and spread Viraka across the country. Maybe take it across the sea to my homelands.
Soon I hope all will have the pleasure of my gift. But if you truly wish to help, I wish to find a spot amongst my people for you.
With those vials that we found, what did we do with those exactly?
I think some people have them on them.
Did we specify who has what? Because I think I picked one of them up. I'm not sure.
Everyone had their vial and drank it, unless they said otherwise.
No.
I pocketed 2.
The ones that we have found over the course of the campaign.
Oh, you have both of those?
I think Ignacio has them.
I think
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I have them.
Okay, never mind then. You could probably see where that was going, but yeah.
So, you doing anything? Because she'll continue.
I would like to say I would like to join her, and then in Abyssal, I would like to say that she's not what she looks like. She is a different creature. To see if anyone in my party could understand that.
I'll look up at you.
Oh, wait.
And then put my head
Abyssal?
back down on your shoulder.
Abyssal?
I have Infernal.
Yeah, I have Infernal.
Try.
I understood, and I'll just tuck myself back in.
and like bow down, like pledging loyalty, kind of bowing.
I will whisper back in Abyssal to Bastion and also say, I think we see the same thing, and mirror you and bow my head, take my hat off, and I'll try to see if I can I take this time to spit the Baraka into my hat and see if I can just put it on the ground.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're gonna spit it out in front of her. I was about to be like,
Inventory!
No, in my hat, and put it on the ground.
no, I was hoping I had one of those vials. Drink another one right in front of her.
Go ahead and make a sleight of
What
hand
about it?
check.
You're right.
Do I remember who would
Besides-
have one of the vials?
Oh, that's not bad.
Who has the vials? So can somebody please answer
Ignacio.
Marinus?
Yes, I did. I answered.
You've always said Ignacio.
Yeah,
Like Ignacio has one of them.
I think there was.
3 and
Hold on. There was 3 in total.
There were 3 in total.
have
One was in a desk.
2.
The two-
3.
Yes, one was in a desk. You got a big potion bottle of it. Because
Yeah.
we got it from the manor.
I think I have the
got 2
most
off the box.
Baraka.
I just
Yeah,
wanted
you have
one
all
of the
3 of
little
them.
small vials.
If you ask me, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I want to.
But you want to ask it in front of her?
Not in front of her.
Yeah, you don't have one on you. Ignacio has all of them on him.
Yeah.
However.
Oh, wait.
when you say
Let
that,
me give you the
what was your
thing.
sleight of hand check?
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
As you say that, Bastion, her eyes narrow toward you. And as you respond, she looks in your direction, Ignacio.
50-50 chance of it being that.
I think you got the wrong 50 on this one.
Yeah.
Tone changes slightly. She turns about and starts walking toward her chair, away from you all.
When she turned around, can I nudge Ignacio and in a very, very hushed tone be like, hey, let me get one of them vials?
I
Okay.
wince at him, and to not make a fuss, I'll just give him one of the smaller ones and be like, here, buddy, and feel really guilty.
Okay.
So
She hands you one.
her
Her tone changes and she starts walking back.
does
Tell me, why is it you all wish to be here? You've wandered out to this desert all on the whims of this bear? I'm sorry, I did not get your name. She'll turn over her shoulder to you. Oberon.
This stuff is amazing, and I hired these guys to protect me as I downed the vial.
Okay.
So I'm making a Constitution saving throw at the same time.
Yes. I mean, you're pretty much already well susceptible, so this is pointless. You are under the effects of Baraka. Good
Okay, so I wouldn't do
and
anything.
heavily, yes.
I hired them to help me get out here so I can get more of this stuff, because this is going like fire in our circus, and we can help you spread it across this country, knowing that that's what your plan is. But mainly, well, I just wanted to collect some because the people back at my circus love this stuff, and they can't get enough of it.
Go ahead and roll a deception check for me. I was gonna give you advantage. Because you have stuck to this lie pretty thoroughly throughout. But I'm not gonna give you disadvantage for being so heavily under the effects of Baraka.
I was hoping the whole drinking the vial in front of her would be
yeah,
like,
exactly. Like that is that's basically giving the
I
advantage.
want more.
So just go ahead and give me a base deception check.
Ugh. 6.
6. Okay. She still continues to walk back to her chair. She kind of lets the silence ring out throughout the room. That is a possible route we could take. I have roles I need filled for a number of people, and we do pay for these roles to be filled. However, we only pay in Viraka. So, unless that doesn't appeal to some of you, and her tone starts to get really cold at that, it's best you turn and leave now. But if some of you do wish to stay and work for more of my gift, then we could find a spot for you amongst the recruits and see if you make it.
How did the Seekers react to that statement?
The keepers?
The Keepers, sorry. It's so close.
Well, the keepers didn't seem to react at all. They don't really seem to react. They're pretty
Okay.
they're pretty closed, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Closed off.
Yep. Was there any other movement, like all the people on the edges of the room? Did they have any visible reaction? Or I guess visible to me?
Sorry. Roll an insight check, Ignacio. And Bastion, go ahead and roll a she seemed to have Ignacio, and Bastion, go ahead and roll me a Arcana check, please.
Can I give them guidance?
No.
No.
Hey, worth a shot. You are in his arms,
It's
right?
always worth a shot.
Oh,
I
good.
just like it is laughable the idea
She
of
is
her like
in
her like
Bastion's arms,
guiding.
so
No, but it's like the idea of her guiding him on like a thought that she's not even aware of him thinking about
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
no,
time.
that's
It's
fine.
Just constantly casting guidance, like help this person no matter what he does.
like permanent guidance as long as we're connected.
That's really funny. I like
So
that.
she's just like hugging him, like, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die.
Oh no!
Please don't die. I'm connected to you right now.
You're really inconvenient.
I will say this much, but
Okay.
where was I? She was responding to your lie, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did they react to her saying this? Yeah, no. There are a number of other people who like kind of like nod along on the outsides beyond the keepers that like nod along to this. But she continues. As you can see, it's not such a horrible life we live. She gestures to the outside where like the individuals just are smoking hookah, drinking on some wine and laying amongst pillows. We promote a life of luxury. We don't believe in hardships for anyone. We don't think people should suffer to work. We think good work should bring good pleasure. It's not hard. If you give us good work, you will find pleasure in life. Does that sound enticing? And I will say, for anybody who is currently under Viraka, all of this sounds enticing, as her very words sound like music to your ears, and she smells like rain in the summertime. Which you don't really understand how someone can smell like that, but she does. And
I
Hey man, I don't need no convincing.
what do you say?
I was gonna say I would like to take a deep breath as if coming under my senses. Obviously trying to fake being under Varaka. And I would like to give Lady Delora the most charismatic look and say in Abyssal, ma'am, if you would have me, it would make me the most happiest man. And I pledge fealty, if you'll have me.
Were you coming on to her?
Go
Yes.
ahead. Go ahead and roll a deception check with advantage.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well,
Watch people get it on. I doubt
selection rule in
that-
our campaigns.
Right in front of a child?
I
Deception,
doubt
right?
like
I turn Avery's head away.
That's I love this character. It's a 24 deception.
Holy shit.
I love this character so much.
So her eyebrows raise and her head kind of cocks to the side. I see. She says in common, I want this one watched for the position of keeper. The others we will have under examination. There are a number of roles you can take for us here in the Violet Night. We have many roles that need filling. There are my enforcers, and she motions to Tsar, who has led you in. They will fight for me when I need them. You've met my keepers. She motions to the keepers, which line the way, and as well as stand on either side of her throne. They do my bidding as well as maintain this place so well. They are my right hand. They are my alchemists who do the concocting behind the scenes. And there are the helpers who tend the grounds. There are the miners who are, well, the able-bodied who have no other role. We use you in the mines, and if you cannot find a spot amongst these roles, well then you will have no use to us, and I will have no gift to bestow upon you. Those of you who show your worth will be put in one of these positions. I assure you, each are as necessary as the last, and I love them with all my heart. However, some sit closer to me than others, and that is the way it must be. There are also my runners, which I think might interest you, and she turns to Oberon. They are the ones that go out into the world and spread both my gift and my word. If you wish to spread Viraka and share my gift with further bounds, then I think this role is for you. But There's a recruitment period where you will be under examination. We will have you do a number of chores and work for us during the day, but there of course will be payment, and she motions toward the sides, and leisure. It is not all hardship. What say you? She looks to each of you, making eye contact, one after another.
I accept.
Works for me.
Madam, you're aware where I stand.
Few nods and grunts. And you, child? I cannot cast you out into the desert so easily. But everybody else wishes to stay.
I'll like lean back and look at B45 who's already kneeling. I'll be like, and I'll look over my shoulder at her and I'll be like, where he goes, I go.
And you?
I will stay, if only to protect the kid from the desert, and in order to get more of your payment.
Shh. Make a deception check.
No, I wasn't. Okay.
Yes, but make a deception.
Oh, yeah.
I go guard. No,
or performance if it's better, but I don't think it is.
Not. 15 flat.
Okay. Her eyes narrow a little, but she nods. Then go. For now, you can rest, and tomorrow will be your first day with us. Turn in. We will have chambers for you all to share. I'm sorry, but it's not the quaintest of living, but it should do. And, of course, before you leave, a gift for each of you. And she extends her hands as she sits down, and the keepers, which stand on the edge of the carpetway, the outstretched velvet walkway, they each raise up with a pillow and a single vial of Viraka. For your troubles.
I would definitely take my vial.
Okay.
I'll take my vial.
They just
I'll take mine. Yeah.
once you take one, you watch as the pillows drop. And she gestures to the end of the room. Brother Kaladin. A young man stands up in the black robes at the end of the room who is laying amongst the pillows, and he pushes past the keepers, like just trying not to touch them as he skirts into the center over to where the lady mentioned. He stands there up tight and pulls his robe up. Yes, my lady. Brother Kaladin, if you could please show these new recruits to their room, they will be boarding with you all. I'm sorry it will be cramped for a bit, but I'm sure you'll make do. Yes, of course, my lady. Thank you. And he bows his head to her and then rushes up to you all. You see like this young half-elven man look up to you all. If you'll follow me, I'll show you to your room. And he motions for you all to follow.
I want to.
Yep.
I want to look at Sar. And
Tassar, yeah.
Tassar, sorry, not Sar.
You're good.
I keep wanting to say it like it's like a Russian Tsar.
Like my name is D&D Czar, if you haven't noticed. From a joke from our Star Wars campaign last week. Anyways,
to Tassar, hey, I thought we were getting breakfast.
Well, Kaladin, show him past the kitchen. I believe Otari has something cooking, no?
Yes, she does. I'll take him past there.
Good. Don't worry, big man. You'll get your food.
So,
He gives you a pat on the back.
oh, it's gonna be so good.
You can tell, actually, this Tassar guy is quite strong. He is a large man, standing over almost 6.5 feet tall himself, and quite broad-shouldered. He is clearly some sort of right hand. He is big guy. Nonetheless, you guys are led out of the room. Back past the way you came, you now head the left way down the corridor and down a set of stairs. There is a set of long tables which stretch across the room, a number of stools and benches lining either side. And off the back of this room, you can see this dipped archway which leads to a room where a bit of smoke and a whole bunch of nice aromas are wafting out of. Oberon, you can smell it almost immediately. And as this young man leads you down the stairs, this way. I believe Otari is in there. If you want to speak to her, she can get you a bowl of something. But everybody else, if you'll follow me down this hallway, and he'll lead you past out this dining hall room, through the back through a hallway. If you do want to go in there, you can.
Can I see if there's any noticeable storeroom or anything of that sort? Like if they have increased guards in front of a certain room on our way through that hallway?
There doesn't seem to be, I will say, 1 second, let me pull up my map. There doesn't seem to be any signs of increased guards necessarily. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, actually. There's a single door, so once you come down the stairs, off to the left side of the room, there is a single doorway on the same wall that the stairs exit on. It's a rather small wooden door into this room, this dining room here. And then there's the hallway which leads to the kitchen on the far side of the room, and then the hallway which leads down another hallway. Down the other hallway, you can see it's a long hallway with a number of rooms off to the side. One of them does have cloaked. It has cloaked individuals coming in and out of it. The door is open. You can see a number of individuals inside, but no signs of guards. Just more cultists, I should say.
Okay.
You haven't seen any signs of guards, I will say. You have heard mention of the enforcers, though, which Tassar
in his group.
Yeah, he carried a club and wore black robes, just like everybody else. The only people who looked any different were the keepers.
Keepers?
Correct.
So it's hard to distinguish between enforcer and other roles other than just keepers.
Correct.
Okay.
Except Tassar was rather big. That might help. There are some
size differences.
There are some people who are larger than others. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, you guys are led. Oberon, do you break off and go into the kitchen?
Oh yeah.
In there, it is a small kitchen, maybe about 12 feet, 15 feet long at its longest side, but really only 7 or 8 feet across. It's a rather narrow kitchen, and in there working right now is a large Luxodon individual, who has a large head of hair, white, pulled back into a bun and tied up rather large at the back of her head. And as she turns, you can see a number of earrings which kind of turn and
jingle in her ear as she turns to look at you. Hello. Can I help you? I don't recognize you. Are you with? She begins to like look past you down the hallway. Are you with the Violet Knight? There. I don't see any ropes on you.
We're new here, but I can't help but smell these delicious smells coming from inside this kitchen.
New recruits. We haven't had new recruits in months. Yes. Let me fix you a bowl. You must be starving. Have you had any hot food while on the trail? 1 second. You watch as she rushes over to a fire on one end of the room, and there is a pot currently brewing with some sort of stew or soup within it, and you watch as she ladles it out. It is some sort of thick stew, which with like some meaty chunks in it, which she does bring you back a nice big wooden bowl filled with it. It smells sweet. There are a lot of sweet elements in it. As she hands it back to you, what is your name, then, new recruit?
My name is Oberon, and I love learning about the different cultures around this area. You guys have such amazing food out here.
Yeah. We have well, there's many different recipes from all around. I myself, I'm a modest old woman. I've just been cooking for so long. I've come by my own recipes here and there. But I do my best for these fine people, and well, it's all I can ask for.
As I take a bite of it, how does the food taste?
Sweet. It is surprisingly sweet. The meat itself, you're a rather connoisseur of the arts in a sense, so you are a little familiar with signs of masking in meals, where just maybe this meat has been reused a little too long, and for that reasons a little too much maybe cinnamon was used to counteract that, but because of that it's still fairly good, and you yourself being an Ursine would be quite accustomed to eating raw meats, so it's good by your standards, for sure. However, they clearly don't have the freshest of materials out here to cook with, I will say.
Well, this is very good, but I think working together we can make it better. So in my travelings, I will make sure to bring back different spices and things for you.
Are you a bit of a cook?
I am actually. My father was a cook back home, and his specialty was making noodles.
Well,
All types of different noodles, as my mouth starts to drool a little bit as I imagine this. All types of different noodles from, different places around our, not empire, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dynasty.
Yeah, around our dynasty. No, it's dynasty, not empire.
well, if you wish, I've been looking for an assistant, and Mohad he's not made out for the kitchen, I fear. Don't tell him I said that. You'll meet him soon. He's my current assistant. If you are much better for the role, maybe I could have him switched. I hear he'd make a fine enforcer. a fine enforcer. He'd make an okay enforcer.
Well,
Anyway.
it sounds like there might be a better place for me in the kitchen.
Yes, well, of course you'll have to see just like everybody else. You're entering, if you just arrived, you're entering your recruitment period. They're gonna have you try a bit of everything and see if you can make the cut, so to say. I didn't really make the cut for anything, but at least I cooked the best. You always need food.
Always gotta eat. And with that, I'm gonna catch up to my group and grab this bowl and run off.
You do so. You catch up to everybody as they are further down the hallway. You can hear the young man going on. So this room at the end that we just passed, that's the enforcer's quarters. That's where you'll stay if you become an enforcer. If you become an enforcer, you'll be working directly under Tassar. You met Tassar. He was the big burly guy. He's something. He's something, all right. This, and then he moves on to the next room. This here is Sister Kira's room. She's the head keeper. He starts to whisper. She is mostly keeps to herself. She mostly just consults with the lady herself. She stays a lot in the room. She scares me. She really scares me. Anyway, this room here. He moves on to the next room. This is Brother Caldon's room. He's the foreman. He also kind of doesn't talk to us lower folk much, but he apparently just handles the ongoings in the mine. None of the miners really live in these parts, so it's most of his goings on don't involve us. He doesn't really like to talk to any of us. Kind of standoffish guy. But if you follow me down this way, and he leads you past a large iron door which leads one way off to the left, which sits closed and locked, sealed shut. And he starts to lead you down a passway to the right at the end of the hall. Oh, Oberon, perfect. This way, where he leads you down the set of the stairs to the bottom level, where here it opens up now into a large room, about 15 feet across. It is a narrow room that stretches down about almost 50 feet or so. There are a number of tables which lay out here. There's a section with pillows laid out in a sort of crescent-shaped semicircle with a hookah set in the center. There's a table off at the other end, and there's also a number of dummies set off and a target on the wall, propped up with a number of arrows stuck out of it. This just seems to be like a general commons area, and as Kaladin arrives in the room, he turns back to you all. This is the general commons area, and if for now we stay at the end, and he points all the way at the end, about 50 feet down the way. There's a door at the end of the hallway. That's the room we stay in. These rooms are a little bit smaller, and if you get like a role as one of the alchemists, you'll get a spot in one of these rooms. It's kind of the nicest gig. I'm hoping for that. And he puts up a thumb. Anyway, this way, and he starts walking you down through the commons area to the room at the end.
I would like to pat him on the shoulder and be like, you can do anything if you put your mind to it.
It's just... Look, I mean... don't think I can do anything, okay? I don't think I'm gonna be an enforcer. I admit it. You looks at your frame. You might be an enforcer. But I'm not looking to be an enforcer. I don't want to be an enforcer. I want to.
That's not what I said. I said that you could do anything you wanted to do.
Yeah, I guess. I just want to work for Emus. He seems like the nicest one here.
Is there a training yard by any chance?
You're looking at it, and he like points over to the side of the room as you're walking by it with like the dummy set up and like the targets. It's not much of a training area, but that's not our main role here. I mean, some of the enforcers kind of brawl out front, or over by the towers, or when they're on watch or things like that. But it's either out back or here. You don't really go out during night though, because of the darkness and the cold. But when you want, that's what this is for. But yeah, we're in here, and he pushes open the door to the room in the end, and he opens it up to a large room, once again about 15 feet across. It stretches about 20-30 feet down. Not any sort of special room, but definitely not a bad room. It is all cut from stone, so it's pretty clean and cut. I mean, the ground is mostly dirt and sandstone, so I mean it's not a clean ground, but there are a number of beds laid in, and as you are let into the room, you can hear coming down the hallway, down the steps you guys came down, two individuals carrying a bed, followed by another two individuals carrying another bed. They kind of grunt, "Out of the way, coming through." Excuse us, as they kind of lead in with another set of beds. Yeah, so this is kind of the space that all the recruits share, and as he leads you into the room, you can see in there are a number of other cloaked individuals. 3 currently, with Kaladin entering the room makes a total of 4, and they all kind of turn to you and give you a fairly warm greeting, smile and nod and acknowledgement of your existence. But you guys are shown to the room. Yeah, make yourself at home. My name's Kaladin, by the way. If any of y'all want to introduce yourselves.
I'm B45.
B45. That's an interesting name.
Well, it's more of a designation.
Well, so is my name. But
yeah, but yours is meaning.
I'm gonna let a fat yawn.
Who's the kid you're carrying?
I'm Avery, and then I'm gonna settle myself back down again.
Okay. Kid and a metal man. Interesting. What about you guys? And he kind of looks around him.
My name's Ignacio. Nice to meet you, Kaladin. And I'll tip my hat like a cowboy should.
Hoss, nice to meet you.
How big is this room that we're in? Like, how tall? Am I still hunched over?
No, once you got to this bottom level, it got a little bit. They're much wider. Like the rooms themselves are much taller. They're about 10 feet up. They're near about 10 feet up. You're much more comfortable in the rooms themselves. The hallways are uncomfortable though, and the doorways they are like kind of bend through for you.
Is there a pillar close to the wall that I would fit in between that's like within 7 feet? So what I'm going to try and do is kind of like do a handstand on the pillar and walk up the pillar. So basically like I'm Oberon, I brought these guys out here as protection, but we're staying here, I guess.
There's no such pillars. Sorry, there's no such pillars.
There's no pillars or anything?
It's all just like clean cut stone.
Just
it's like
one room?
out of stone, yeah. It's all one room.
And I work for the circus, and we're hoping to spread the goodness of Viraka, and I want to do a backflip.
You can do so. Give me an acrobatics check. Now you know exactly how Pasta felt all those times playing Kush.
What do you mean?
We used to joke back in the advent, because he would like in the middle of doing something, he'd randomly go like, and I want to do a backflip, and we'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
why? You're just gonna make it harder. He's like, because I'll get like a 26, and we're like, yeah, until you don't, and then he'd roll and get like a 26, and we'd be like, okay, fair.
Right?
Or the question of how many backflips did I do?
Yeah.
Jumping off the map.
Well, I just kind of like, I work for the
No,
I come
get
from the
you.
circus and a backflip.
I get you.
23. Or 22, sorry.
22. You do a backflip. In fact, you do a running backflip off the wall, kind of like doing a side spring. So you kind of like open up with like this wide smile as you like land daintily on one foot, kind of like overcorrecting like a teapot, as if you were about to fall, and then standing back up.
I might be able to teach you guys some moves.
Well, I think they're going to be quite popular, or you're going to be quite popular around here. But, this is, this is Lyra, and he motions to a Leonin woman who turns, towards you, pulls down her hood and goes, hello, sorry, I was just in the middle of a good book. A dwarven man kind of hops down off of his bed and kind of waddles down from the end of the room. Hey, I'm Mohad. I do some of the cooking around these parts. I help out Otari in the kitchen. Nice to meet y'all. And that guy back there, that's Raj. And you can see a guy kind of asleep on the bed in the corner, with his like cloak neatly folded on the corner of his bed, and the covers pulled over him. It's nice to meet y'all. What brings y'all through? Looking for that good Viraka?
You know it.
Well, welcome to the abode, Mikasa, Sukasa. Go ahead and settle in. My cot is the one over there. Just don't touch any of my stuff and we won't have a problem. This one, it's got, some fancy moves. Maybe looking to be, one of them enforcers or, runner or something?
Probably a runner.
Yeah, runner.
Look, yeah, I do enjoy traveling and learning about all the different cultures I can come across.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to be a runner. Those folk are real close with, you gotta get in real close with the lady. You gotta show you're trusted, really working to spread the word, you know what I mean? But, hey, if that's what you're into, man, I'm just here for the Viraka.
Well, back home, the ladies all love me, so you know.
Well, I know what that means. I know everything about that. Yeah, I'm familiar too with the ladies. You know, Hoffs, you know he's lying.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I love it.
In the meantime, have all the beds been delivered for us?
Yeah, it seems like the room only needed those two more. There were, it seems, more beds available than the ones in this room, or than the individuals in this room. And currently, in here with you, there are a total of 10 beds lining the walls. Now, with the two more pushed in, you can kind of see things are a little bit more cramped, but there was 8, now there's 10.
Okay.
Are we just waiting? Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Avery which bed they would like, and then place them down wherever they want.
I said that one vaguely.
going to aforementioned bed, placing them down, and then going, well, is there any way that we can get our weapons back, or at least do maintenance on them? By any chance?
Kaladin kind of looks around to the group. I don't think they're gonna give you your weapons back. I mean, they'll probably give you your weapons if you become like an enforcer or a keeper, but we don't really have like a need for weapons around here.
That is all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Also, for future reference, call me Metal Man again, and I will break you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any offense by it. I just
No, no problem.
We found the button.
I don't know.
Right?
What are you exactly then?
Constructs, but in all purpose, you could just call me a person. No need to add metal to it. I've already been called Sen today. That's completely wrong. But
Obviously, I shine.
if no one needs me, I am going to go practice forms and possibly see if an enforcer and I can be tested. That seems like the role that will probably suit me best.
Are we just waiting to be called from the lady? What is our... I'm asking this to
to Kaladin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we're just gonna turn in for the day. I have stuff assigned to me tomorrow to do. But you guys being new recruits will probably get called first thing in the morning. They'll usually take you for chores to do around the place. Just really things to test, what you're good at. This is a first step in a long road, so I mean, settle in. Me and the guys came here in a group, how long, like 2 months back? He looks to them, about 2 months ago. And we're just about to get our assignments soon, so admittedly we're the later ones to get the assignments, but you can kind of hear Mohad chimes in, you're the later ones to get the assignment. I am soon to be chef, not to mention Raj, enforcer, recruit over there. You don't have your recruit title yet, so let's not get ahead of yourself, Kaladin.
Aw,
Oof.
poor Kaladin.
Yikes.
Not even a recruit. Damn.
No, he doesn't have his title. Like, he is a recruit. He doesn't have his title beyond that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
like he's not, doesn't have job.
Oh, I thought he didn't even have the
Or
recruit
enforcer.
title yet. He was just that bad.
No.
No, because we also have the recruit title already.
Yeah.
Like you know that one kid that
He
fails
snuck in here.
the class every year, but they keep having him come back because he's got that determination.
Uh-huh. Poor guy.
Yeah, he's that kid.
As you guys are having this conversation, the door opens and enters an individual in purple robes. The violet robes. They enter, and you watch as the door shuts. You can see their face underneath the hood, and as they take it down, they turn toward the room and go, "Guys, I got my robe today." Mohad responds, we see. That's pretty snazzy. Lucky you. It's probably just a matter of time before you're out of this room, too. You'll be living down the hall with the rest of the keepers. She kind of sweeps across the room and takes off her robe and begins to fold it. She's a young human woman. Turns to you all. Hello. You guys are who?
New recruits.
New recruits. Oh, hi.
I just came to that.
I'm
I'd be.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm Sister Tamara. I'm a recruit. I'm a keeper in training, actually. Soon to be keeper. You are?
I'm B45, and the one sleeping on the bed is Avery.
you brought a kid here to.
Well, he brought himself, and I just have been protecting him.
Yikes! I mean, cool.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah. So, welcome. Cool. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've had a long day. Keeper training, whatnot. Really weird folk.
If you don't mind me asking, what is a keeper exactly?
Oh,
I've heard the title, but I just don't know, like, what is their task for anyone that wants to join.
Oh yeah, no, they like keep the estate. They like keep us. They're the keepers of the organization, the Violet Knight. It's like it's kind of like a big deal. It's the biggest deal. They're like the lady's right hand. Yeah, we serve right under the lady. We have direct consultations in private with the lady. I don't exactly know what entirely we do yet. There's a lot of things they keep secret to me until like I'm officially indoctrinated in. There's like a final ceremony. It's a big deal. I get my mask. And then, I mean, well, I do keep my chores. We distribute Varaka is like the main keeper chore, of course. We are the ones who deal the payment. You know, the gift. We give the gift directly from the lady. We also keep the bees. That's us. We just have a connection. I don't have the connection. I have a lot of stings on my body, and you like look as she holds up her hand, and you can see there's like a number of welts down her arm. I don't have the connection just yet, but apparently there's some connection to the bees the keepers have. Yeah, it's a number of things. They report directly to the lady. We make sure everybody is on task. Most of your review process is going to be done by the keepers. You're not really going to know. It's kind of their thing. They like watch from the shadows, but not the shadow. Trust me, it's
hidden in plain sight.
It's kind of cool. We're kind of cool like that. She like holds her robe tight. She says that.
You know what's helpful for bees? Big, thick fur.
I'll look into that. There's not a lot of things around here with big, thick fur. You're not from around here, are you?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, metal would also do well against bees.
Maybe you could become a keeper. It's best for they look for the more charismatic of individuals, ones who can spread their word, influence others. They are, of course,
charming, such as yourself.
Well, you're sweet. No, they just have a way with words. We try not to force anyone to do anything they don't want to, you know? But everybody has to pull their weight, do their part, and the keepers are there to show everybody their part, you know?
Well, Sister Tamara, since you are training under a keeper, I was hoping, since I am probably going to be recruited, I was hoping maybe you could show me the ropes if I do.
I'm still being shown the ropes, to be honest, but apparently there's a big enlightening that comes after a certain point. It's a sort of guidance from Our Lady. Just give in to it, and I think you'll find an enlightenment.
Have you gone through yours yet?
Nope. I'm waiting for it. Should be any day now. I just got my robe. Of course, that's a good sign. Yeah. She's excited. I can't wait. She turns to Kaladin and giggles. He nods excitedly and kind of turns away.
How honest has she been with us over the course of this conversation?
Go ahead and give me an insight check. Just keep consistently rolling an insight. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, at this point, a 10.
Actually, what's your passive insight? I guess now I should just start using a passive insight, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it would be 15.
Okay.
Or no, it would be
charging battery.
It would be 13.
For okay, that is actually good to know, just in case. She seems to be telling the truth. She doesn't seem to be lying. She's mostly excited. It seems she is like in a space with friends. I mean, you guys, she's a little guarded toward, to be honest. But like, she's mostly just like, mostly kind of just like spilling the beans to her friends. So everything seems pretty honest.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, anything else? As she kind of turns to Kaladin, or as she kind of turns to her friends, she starts to talk to Mohad more about, like, Mohad talks about what he did today. You know, it's a lot of cooking shit. And they continue to discuss about their days. If you guys want to ask them any questions or do anything in particular, go for it. Otherwise, you are still without sleep at this point, so you are probably getting rather tired.
I think I'm gonna tuck in if anybody else wants to.
I'm gonna beckon Hoffs.
I have been beckoned.
Here. I'm like, I'll wave you like to come closer and lower.
Sure.
You're
walk over.
You're one of the arcane types, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this doll smells like sickeningly sweet. Could you please clean it off?
I don't know if I have the tools for that.
Well,
yeah.
I don't have. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really have the tools to do that kind of thing.
Alright. Never mind then.
Sorry, I can't help with that.
You were good.
Was a good trick though.
Oh yeah, it's so good. And then I'll go back to trying to sleep.
I will say, as you all start to get ready for bed, so do the other 5 within the room. Kaladin, who you met, is the young elven man. Sister Lyra is the Leonin woman. She talks a little bit. You can hear them over their discussion over the time while you guys get settled. You can hear her talking about herself, who she is currently a recruit in training to become an alchemist, one of the people working on actually mixing Viraka and creating the concoction itself. Brother Mohad, of course, the young dwarf man. He is the chef's assistant, working under Otari. Sister Tamara, the keeper in training, human young woman. And Brother Raj, who's been asleep this entire time, but you've heard mention that he is an enforcer in training. Is
there any interesting, any conversation about the alchemy or whatever it is that I find useful, or that I can listen in and maybe find useful?
Go ahead, make me a perception check.
Sure.
So basically, there's one of each major role that we've heard about so far.
There's no one who, well, actually, technically, yeah, I guess there is. None of the miners, but none of the miners live on. Nobody who is a miner.
But it's in the headquarters.
Actually, okay, no.
Nobody who is a minor?
Well,
Right?
so
yeah.
So the minor role.
Yeah.
However, technically, you do know if somebody doesn't get a role, they are a minor. So.
Poor
But they go to
Paladin.
mine.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ron!
So technically, yeah, there's one of each role.
Okay. Just double check I heard you say all the roles
Oh, these
to each
poor
person.
freshmen.
I think
Right,
they're more like
that's
sophomores and we're freshmen.
No,
They already have titles.
They smell like freshmen.
No, you guys are freshmen. They're sophomores. He's right.
Yeah.
They have 2
You
months
gotta-
on us. That's a
Yeah.
cool
Care about the
here.
actual
13
time.
perception.
Mhm.
Not much. Mostly she talks about how she spends most of the time stirring. She talks about how she learns so much from brother Emus, and that he is so cute. She says that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cute.
Cute. Ugh.
Alright,
Yep.
thanks.
Okay. Other than that, anybody doing anything else, or are we turning in?
I think turning in is probably the best.
You got it. Okay. As you guys slumber in the evening, let me think. One brief moment here. Okay. Sorry, I had to hit that specifically because my girlfriend wanted it. Haha. Anyway. Whew. As you guys slumber throughout the night, a restful night's sleep comes to most of you. However, one as you bed down for the evening. You toss and you turn as you find yourself moving through rocky and sandy paths through the deserts of Rakesh with your party once more. You walk surrounded by everybody and your camel being pulled by yourself, Avery, the reins in hand as you march. You march off a rocky path into the loose sand as you trudge through dunes, pulling the camel along as your friends walk side by side. Bastion on your left, B45, holding your hand as you walk up the hill. Ignacio bringing up the rear, gun at the ready, watching diligently the horizon of the dunes nearby. Oberon lumbers through the heat as it bears down on him, pun intended. I was literally just trying to think of another word to use, but
Hey, nothing wrong with guns, man.
as Hoffs rides the camel, peering out to the horizon as well. As you march, You near the bottom of a dune where the shadow of the overcast hill lands upon you. And as you walk into its shadow, the sounds of sands rushing can be heard as the camel begins to sink into the dunes. It begins to fall as it begins to clamor and cry and call out as its hind legs begin to fall into the rushing sands. Its front legs stammer at the nearby sands as it begins to fall as well, and its body begins to rush below. Hoffs begins to rush off the camel, but he too lands in falling sand as the hole gets larger and larger. You watch as Oberon can quickly step back, but Ignacio begins to fall as well. Clamoring for the sands, he rushes to get out of the falling quicksand, which grows and grows. Bastion swoops you up into his arms, and you rush up the hill, further and further away from half your party. You stand on 3 separate dunes, Oberon across the way, Bastion and you on another, as Fume stands on a third. You all cast eyes across the way at one another before their hills begin to slide down and yours begins to give way. Bastion begins to clamor to reach for you as he loses grip and you slip from his arms, falling into the sand as the dunes around you begin to become steeper and steeper, as the base of this hill becomes one giant hole, devouring everything it touches, an endless pit of sand leading to darkness. At its lowest point, you can see something move beneath the sand as a single claw rises up. It is deformed, fleshy and purple, with fur emerging at its knuckle and at the back of its palm. It grips the sand and pulls itself out of the hole. As you and your friends rush toward it, you watch as another hand emerges, a longer, stronger, more muscular arm, however still fleshy and purple. Veins of dark blue can be seen rushing up its arm as it pulls a furry head out, a rat-like head with gnarled teeth which jut out from its mouth, its eyes beady red, burning like fires. It lets out a screech into the air as it emerges from this hole and pulls itself outward. Long ears flop down at its side, hanging down past its torso, as long black hair lies in chunks along with the long furry ears. It pulls itself out and screeches toward your friends before it grasps up Fume and pulls him under as he slides toward, and with the other arm it reaches back to grab up Oberon and pull him beneath as well. In one sudden movement, it pulls itself out, and you can see goat-like furry legs begin to grab hold of the sand, and hoofed feet begin to make move up the dune toward you and Oberon. You watch as it reaches up a hand up the hill. It strikes down toward Oberon as he comes sliding down the hill toward it, and in a single movement you watch as he is filled with holes as the claws rake across his metallic skin. He is cast down into the pit as this monstrous demonic form comes barreling toward you, Avery, up the hill. You begin to slide toward it, and as its claws come reaching toward you, its fiery eyes looking in your direction, you wake up, breathing heavily.
Is anyone else awake?
Everybody's awake. Well, at least the other half of the room is, as it is early in the morning and everybody begins to awake the next morning. If you were an early riser, you were probably awaken as well. You probably have awoken as well.
I'll like.
You right, kid?
Yeah. Over here. Yeah, I'm fine. And I'll like sit up and I'll just say, wake me up when it's time to get breakfast. And I'll sit there and I will try and recenter myself like Moju showed me.
Okay.
And like try to recollect like what this could mean.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
It's not bad. Saves are on the right. 23?
You manage to center yourself, and once more you can enter that calmed state that Moju had shown you in the past, one of pure tranquility in a place of peace, a stillness. In it, a voice comes to you. Do not trust your senses, my child. They can be easily fooled.
I'll just nod and then I will quietly say thank you.
But you all awaken. Oberon much later than everybody else.
Sleeping off that
Of
exhaustion.
course he does.
I'm exhausted. It's hot out.
It do be hard.
What are you guys doing?
So, what was the guy's name? Keldon?
Kaladin.
Kaladin. Is he there?
He is.
So are we just
He's
supposed
currently
to?
making his bed.
We just supposed to hang out and wait for orders?
Well, I assume somebody will be coming for you rather soon. I have to start my day around this time, and well, things just kind of kick off for us recruits. But I do have to go. And well, I good luck. And he'll rush out the door. And as he opens the door and goes, he shuts it behind him. You guys are the last ones in the room. You do have it to yourself.
So it's just us.
Correct.
Can I tell Bastion and Abyssal to the room in Lady Deloro? We should tell them.
By all means, go ahead.
I'd like to Avery, Hafs, Fume, Oberon. When we went to go see Lady Delora yesterday,
Real quick,
think
actually. I would like to check outside the door to see if anyone's listening in.
Yeah, go do that.
Okay. You open the door. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Sorry, I just got food from finally.
No, you're good.
Boss.
Perception. Okay. That is a 15. 13 plus 2.
Okay. There is some movement in the room beyond, but it doesn't seem to be listening in. In fact, it seems on the far end of the room, it's most of the alchemists that live on this floor in the room in the commons area are rushing up the far end, so heading in the opposite direction. So it seems clear.
Proceed, Ignacio. And I'll shut the door and lean on it.
As I was saying, I think only Bastion and I were not under the effects of Varaka when we went to go see the lady, and there's a reason that they have everybody take Varaka before seeing her. Lady Delora is not what I think everybody saw her as. She is a horribly disfigured, rat-faced, goat-legged, demonic-looking being. And I think she's using Varaka not only to push her agenda, but to have everybody think of her as something that she's not. And so I don't think this is just a pushing a Varaka game. I think this is something much, much deeper. And Matt Mood basically just put us in a rat's nest.
She can also apparently understand Abyssal.
That makes her demonic, doesn't it, Bastion?
Demons would understand Infernal.
Yeah. I'm the spawn of a demon, technically. Way back there.
You would
When we
know.
looked through,
You
but I
would
wouldn't
know. Bastion. Demons would also know Abyssal.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like it is infernal as well. Abyssal is greater than that. So
So that just puts Lady Delora on a higher end of a demonic side. If she understands Abyssal.
Well, maybe we all try to be runners and get out of here so that we can report back.
Or something like that. We have to get one way or the other tell Matt Mood that this is basically suicide mission.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hoffs, is there any way that your familiar can take a parcel or note over the course of a few days while we lay low here?
Yeah, that would be possible. I could just turn it into a hawk or something, and as long as we can send a note, buy it, write it off.
Could someone turn your hawk invisible? Because otherwise it looks strange that the hawks suddenly flip off when we destroy him.
What if it's a vulture? They're pretty prevalent in the area.
Could I turn it into a vulture, Chris?
I believe you need to cast the spell again.
Yeah, but I could if I cast the spell again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I can turn it into whatever we think is the best option. So.
Okay. So you get on that. I'm going to ask the rest of you, because I will if nobody has an objection.
All right.
Lady Delora already is looking at me to be a keeper. If I can get on the inside without being found out, I think I'll try to use that to my advantage or our advantage to figure out what's going on here.
Just don't let on too much.
No.
You say, oh no, but
we were giving up our weapons earlier, and you clearly had a favorite.
Well, that's personal preference. I don't think that has anything to do.
That's the kind of selectivity I'm talking about.
I get it, kid. I wear shit on my sleeve. I'll try not to.
I will probably go for either minor or enforcer.
That makes the most sense.
You go, I go where you go. So they say.
So,
if you guys have nothing else to discuss, I will say, because it would be unrealistic for the knock to just come right now. No, I'm just kidding.
They've been listening this whole time. The little narc
a realistic amount of time later, but not too long, but not like immediately, but like not right away, but like not too long later. Yeah. Anyway, somebody knocks. Anyway, you do eventually hear a knock at the door. Not long after everybody leaves, in fact. And I assume somebody answers.
I'll answer it. I'm already at the door.
They're only being like parents. They're knocking to be polite. They'll come in.
It's their house, Chris.
Yes. After
I feel that in my soul.
We don't revoke your door privileges.
After
we
a
don't
few
pay enough
knocks,
bills to be
if you don't
closing
get
doors.
it quickly, but you do. And outside, Tassar stands at the ready. You, perfect. Are you all ready for your day? Up, dressed, I assume. He kind of barges past you as you open the door. Good. He sees you all up. Wonderful. Well, you are all new, so we do take a little bit of, give a little bit of leeway. But you will see, I will be expecting you all to make your bed like your fellow brother and sister. And your duties will be known to you in the future. So you will not be fetched like in your early days. But for now, we have special tasks for you. This one is, well, this one is my special way of getting to know you all. Come with me. And he takes you all out the door, through the common area, up the stairs, where you had entered, out the front, with the sun of the desert out in the air amongst you all. It is much hotter now.
Before we get too far, can we stop and get breakfast? Silver Patch in the kitchen.
Because of what I'm about to put you through, yes. Go grab food. All of you, food.
I just stay next to the fire.
I must grab something. And you watch as he goes to the door at the back of this room and unlocks it. Opening it up, he closes the door behind him as he goes in the room at the back. He lets you go all grab food. If you want to do anything else, you can at this time. Otherwise,
I'll eat and try to clean the Varaka stain out of my
you
hat.
guys can eat real quick.
No one has prestidigitation.
You watch as he comes back out with a large bag full of stuff over his shoulder, and he walks up the stairs. Whilst you guys eat, he does this, and he walks outside. He comes back in a few minutes later. Now, I am all set up. If you are ready, I am ready. Leave the boss, it's fine. As he sees a couple of you going to clean up.
Wait,
the weather's changing.
Eggy,
I feel like Meredith was waiting for that as soon as I said it was.
did you...
We're going outside and it's a bright sun. Not.
It's now.
Not anymore.
Did you
raining
give
acid.
it...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna It's because Eggy was like, no one has prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation?
If you were looking for somebody who did it, I can.
You confuse me. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You never asked me.
It's right. I never asked you. You keep trying to involve me in your schemes. You're dangerous.
You started the scheme, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm well aware, but Ignacio does some shit Avery does not agree with.
Did not look
Anyway.
at this, but now I'm gonna clean.
Oh,
No.
okay. So,
No, I'm cleaning my hat.
is anybody doing anything?
Nothing in particular.
Okay.
I take a sip
You're
of
cleaning your
Baraka
hat.
from the
Gotcha.
vial and
I
I
feel
close
that.
it again.
Okay, that's fine.
I just followed Tazar like I'm in the military again.
And I freed a little to Joseph.
As you guys finish up dinner or breakfast, Jesus, he comes downstairs with tailed by two keepers, and as they kind of pan out into the room behind him on either side, you can see their pillows are unveiled by their robes, and on them the Viraka is out. As you guys are cleaning up after your breakfast, they are brought to you each, as Tassar looks at you all. I assume you are ready to start the day. So, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a toast. And he takes out a vial of Viraka from within his shirt.
I'm gonna grab my vial out.
I'll grab mine and just immediately drink it.
To the violet night.
To the violet night.
Violet night.
Sit down.
Cling.
I drink half. Then I soak
Constitution
Baraka.
saving throw, please. Put him in chat.
Ooh, 19 this time.
Con, you say?
How much do you need for a con save?
We don't know the number?
We don't know.
The one on the
Tell
right?
us.
You don't know.
You can guess based on who was fine before,
Yes.
based on the numbers, but
You
you
can.
don't.
He ain't no
But the one-
snitch.
This is my.
But the ones that has-
I always think that's a way more fun is finding out the DC based off of somebody going like 15, and then you have to like judge afterward, like okay, who failed, who succeeded.
I got through on a natural 20.
But maybe that's just
Not
me.
the best numbers.
Uh,
I also drank half, so who knows?
But you're also half the
I'm
size.
also half the
you
size
also
of
half
people,
the
so
size,
who knows?
so that's not doing anything.
Like for you, you'd have to drink a quarter to make a half dose.
I drank half that vial, and I was like, "Phew." And Joseph was like, "Give me more."
Druggy rabbit or druggy doll that you have?
Yeah, Joseph's a druggie. I'm here for Joseph.
I love that that's the lie you went with.
Joseph
I'm not gonna
loves
lie.
the juice, man.
The juice.
It's the juice.
Hogs. He's deaf. Or Hogs. Hoffs. He's deaf.
Hoffs.
Hoffs. Oh boy.
He can't hear you if he's deafened.
Oh, I'm gonna wave at him. Hello, Hoffs.
I'll message him.
Hello, sir.
Drug con save, please.
Unless
If you drink.
they all draw his weapon because Fume is T-posing right now.
Weather changes again. No.
Oh, it's back to Sunny.
Oh shit, can I go back in?
Guys outside,
Polar
like,
ass guys.
where'd that
It changed again?
microstorm come from? He's like soaking wet. Everybody else around him is like dry. You're like, what the fuck?
Why is it just me?
Uh-oh, it's raining again.
It's just a bunch of little microbursts.
Miracle!
Eventually we'll flood out the camp. Just raid.
Can I vote for catastrophe again?
Please.
Oh, now it's back to Sunny. Look at that. Okay, well, we're gonna say Hoffs failed it. Hoff's failed it automatically. That was Hoff's fault. Sorry, buddy.
You can't change. You changed it back.
Woof.
Oh,
Yeah.
now it's raining again. Okay. Well, you go outside, and it is one windy morning out. As the winds currently gust about, you can see a torrent of sand is brushed up into the air, making it hard to see anywhere past 60 feet from in front of your face at any given moment. You can see the sun currently beats down, and it is a warm day, but the wind currently bats sun both into your eyes and your clothes around throughout the air. As you get out, Tassar begins to shout. Now I have to stage shout. No, I'm just kidding. It is clearly a windstorm out, and we are going to practice. No, wait. But anyway, he legitimately, this time, jokes aside, after you all down your bottle, which we do have a number of successes on. You guys, one by one, file out of the ziggurat as he issues you off to the right side as you guys leave, or I'm sorry, to the left side as you're leaving. You go around the right side of the ziggurat, where a section of sand has been dug out to a hardened, almost hard rock-like surface. It is still like deeply packed sand, and it seems like water was used to harden the surface or pack down the surface. But a pit has been carved away off to one side of this section. There, two men stand off to one side. One quite large individual, a human in dark robes carrying a cudgel, and a tiefling, a young man about 6 feet tall with short horns which jut out about 3 feet from his forehead, some dark pinkish skin, with broad shoulders, also carrying a cudgel and wearing a black robe. They both stand on either end of the pit as Tassar walks out and stands in front of it. Well, now, as you have all freshly arrived in our establishment, we have to test to see what you got. And, well, my favorite way to do that is to see what you can do in the ring. So, well, I'm gonna see how you can fight. I've prepared here a little arena where I can test your merit, and I will face you off against someone of appropriate skill. I was thinking...
Ooh, a contest of strength.
Yes, I was hoping someone would be of like mind.
E45 is just like stretching, like getting ready to fight again.
Two eager souls. Well, that's perfect, because I couldn't think of two better competitors than, well, each other. So step up B45 and yourself, Oberon, and well, let's see how
All right.
you do.
Let's PvP.
Do we, real quick,
PvP. Jesus.
I would like to ask Tazara, do we have permission to use weapons during this fight?
Well, what I was gathering from the back room, and he motions to the far side of the pit where there is a leather bag, the one you saw him carry out of the back room of the lunchroom previously, and it has Fube's hammer, your trident, your weapons, all of them gathered in that bag there.
I am not trying to die today, but I thought we would just punch it out, but okay. If you want to go with weapons.
Are you ready to rumble?
Time.
He chuckles. Look, I have brought you the honor of taking things to a more dangerous edge. If you wish to do that, that is on you, but I support it.
If you want weapons, we'll do weapons.
I feel like I would have to do weapons because you have natural weapons.
I don't have to use the claws.
I mean, true, yeah.
But still, your fists as a monk, like you do with the upper hand and even a fist fight.
Just out of curiosity, outside of game, how much does a fist actually do damage-wise?
For a non-monk, for you, it's a D4. For a non-monk, 1 plus your strength modifier.
So mine would do 6.
You have a 5 strength modifier? Yeah.
Sorry.
You have a 5 strength?
Sorry, it would do 4, exactly. My bad. I'm thinking of a different character.
And mine
You
would
have
give
a
you
plus
a
20
bag.
strength?
I have...
He's an 18 strength. He's at plus 4.
Man.
He's plus 4.
It's more than me.
No, plus 3, so it'd be 4 in total. I'm one.
Sorry, I thought it was plus 4. I was
No.
like, damn, bro, like, how'd you get that high? Okay.
God.
Yeah, I was like,
Dude, no, my stats are distributed evenly for what a fighter is. But I would like to use my weapons if possible.
I will
That's fine.
say, if you want, you could try to persuade Oberon. He's much more perceptible to persuasion checks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's something I can fall back on if one of you refuse to fight.
I'm not refusing. I'm just
not really,
refusing
since most
to
of you
die.
resisted it.
He's not even going to resist it, so I will go and grab.
Damn, a
Only
dirty
make-
20 still makes me fucking... Alright.
Wait, what?
I will
A
grab-
dirty 20 makes you what?
Still susceptible.
Oh no, you didn't. That's what I said. I said, oh, not really. Well, since most of you resisted it.
Oh.
Yeah, you resisted it.
So, if you don't mind, Oberon, if I can use my weapon of choice, you're much greater
Are
at
you
just
using-
using your fist.
Are you using both weapons, or are we...
I will only use my halberd, and I will only use non-lethal attacks on this.
He's like, don't worry. I promise I won't kill you with this.
Grab your fucking trident, let's go.
Hops isn't here right now. But
I will grab both weapons, but I'll stab the trident into the ground, like
I will
very
close the
gladiatorially.
house.
Thank you,
I am-
Boba Tease Nuts, for completing the random custom encounter challenge.
Yes.
Damn it!
I'm back.
I will
I'm back.
stand next to Hoffs as if I don't want to fight Ignacio and I don't want to fight Fume. Me and you, human boy.
Nice.
He also said hydrate.
Well, yes, I will.
If you're not going to use the trident, that's fine. We can.
I won't use the trident. I'll keep everything at a semi-fair advantage for you.
I'll leave my short sword then, right next to his trident.
Thank you, Boba Tease Nuts, for the hydrate.
Oh, geez, nuts. Such a good
I do
name.
love that name.
Is it Baby Girl? Is that who that is?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll for initiative, I'm guessing?
Yes, both of you roll for initiative.
Do we want to do it in Foundry or by dice?
You can just roll it in dice.
Okay.
Like this doesn't need a combat. Like you guys are starting for the sake of combat. You guys are starting 15 feet apart.
16.
15. You go first. I rolled a 13.
Well, I'm gonna go first. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're only 15 feet apart.
Yes.
Oh man.
You guys are starting in a pit, dug 15 feet apart.
What is it? Which one is? Yeah, okay. You have to take action. I'm sorry. I'm obviously going to close the gap and go for the first attack, which is just going to be a punch. That's all I'm basically going to be doing is just punching you.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend 1 key point and punch you 2 more times. So basically triple tap. Jab, jab, hook. So let's see if we hit.
Okay.
Fucking, I guarantee you they all missed. Does an 11 hit?
An
No.
11.
They all missed.
Okay. You say you closed the gap?
Yeah, I closed the 15-foot gap and threw 3 punches.
Are
Okay.
you ending there?
2 taps and a hook.
Are you?
That's all I got because that was my bonus
Could
action
move
was
away technically.
and take an attack of opportunity.
I'm just saying. That's. I was just asking.
No, I'm not taking an attack of opportunity.
Gotcha. He could miss.
God damn, 3 hits and they all missed.
I'm gonna swing my halberd. Does a 1 second? I have it written here.
See, I thought this was going to be more fun. We just, put your left hand on the other guy's shoulder, bring your right fist back, and we just trade blows.
Does anything above an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Let's see.
First one to one hit point.
Is this the right one? Yeah.
Well, the problem is, what's your dex score?
17.
So, what is that? +3?
Yeah, +3.
So, he gets 1 + 3 every time. You have a chance of getting 4 + 3, like 7, 1 hit.
Yeah.
And you have flurry of blows. He maybe his action surge.
If we were like honorably to do it, I would not take the no fury of blows, no extra punches. It would just be 1 back and forth.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's what your class is for. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
This is technically a way to actually have an even brawl between the 2 classes at this level.
I would think, yeah, an even brawl. But being a martial arts expert, I would be able to lower my damage down to the 1 damage output, and we could just trade equal blows back and forth.
True. I mean,
but nonetheless, I've missed 2
I'm not
two
saying
jabs
you couldn't. This guy's just a sick motherfucker.
and an uppercut, and
Who
he's
wants to
dodged
see
all
blood?
3.
This is also part of the test. So go on. What was the damage? Or
9 damage on my first hit.
fuck.
Fuck, that hurts.
And then my action surge.
Oh god.
That shit is first and foremost a gladiator. And he's going for this. Does a 17 hit.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Oberon. That's a 2, so I reroll. That is a 7.
I'm dead.
That's some damage.
Well, he did say he was going non-lethal damage, so you are unconscious.
We are so fucking weak.
Hit point wise, well, to be fair,
The
fair,
shitty part is I didn't even get a hit on him.
yeah, you rolled 3
squishy boy.
rolls. How did you? What were all 3 of your rolls?
An 8, a 6, and a 5.
Dice jail.
Dude, my dice hate me. Are you kidding me?
What's that?
My dice hate me when it matters.
You, to be fair, you do. Yours do. Like, it is like, to be fair, it's nice. On the DM side, for one sole reason, is like, I never have to worry that Marinus cheats. You know what I mean? Like, Marinus will has forever cast aside any doubt that he cheats, just because he has countless times just rolled absolute dog shit a whole session, and I feel for that. I've been there.
It makes me happy because Bastion, out of the two characters I've played with you, Bastion's been the only one in combat to land more hits, because Ava's was all just flops. I would roll 10s.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, what the fuck? Screw this caster class. I'm so tired of this.
But you all watch. Were you striking with your short sword? Sometimes I'm not entirely sure what you attempt.
No, I left. You're asking him?
No, you.
No, I left my short sword because he left his trident. He stabbed his trident into the ground, so I left my short sword right next to it, stabbed into the ground.
Wait, did you guys... Wait,
I fought with my halberd, he fought with his fist. So that way it was the class advantage for both of us.
Oh, okay.
We weren't trying to kill each other, but we will draw blood.
Yeah. I mean, they were definitely non-lethal strikes. I just wanted to make sure what you were attacking with, because I'm not sure if it's sword or your paws. But you go in for the strikes with your paws, and as you go in to strike armor, both land firm. However, they're deafened by a defending halberd polearm, and with each strike deafened, it just barely pushes him off center, where he can force you back and strike you twice in each of your legs, cutting you across the thigh and dropping you to your knees and eventually onto the ground.
Can I run forward?
Yeah. I mean, nobody's
and
stopping
cast. I am going to cure wounds. Oberon to get up.
Okay, yeah. Up immediately.
And as Oberon gets healed, I'll reach out my hand in order to help him up to his feet.
Okay.
I'm going to take it, obviously. I'm going to need help getting up after that.
I'm going to start cheering. Woo!
As you do so, so does Tassar as he laughs. That was awesome. You are an amazing gladiator. And you, sir, I would love to see more from you. Maybe I sick you on the others. No. Next, I want,
This won't be our last fight. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
I've sparked something. This is what I want.
I'll take your challenge any day, Oberon.
They're both go-getters. You watch as he rubs his hands together as he watches all this. Now,
You started a rivalry.
Now, you know what I want? You little one. And you think he points to you at first, Avery, but then you see he's pointing to the outside of the ring where he points to Hoffs, who takes it with confusion and a little bit of offense. Where it's just I want you facing off against the littler one.
Littler.
I think this will be entertaining for us. After the last one, the two big bad ones. We'll see how you two fare against each other. Come on, into the ring. Go on.
How much HP does Hoffs have?
Hoffs has enough HP
to survive a guiding bolt?
Well, you'll find out how much HP he has
Sorry,
next time on Jokes, Tales, and Critical Fails.
What a way to end.
As next time we pick up, we will have our resident wizard at level 2 facing off against a small little boy, and see how that fares.
How much HP did you heal me? Real fast.
I'm sorry. I'll actually roll it. If I had to actually fight you and he didn't count that shit, then I'm like, fuck it. That's a D8.
That's a cliffhanger to end it on. Will this little boy kill our wizard? Tune in next time to find out.
I heal you for 5.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Wait, isn't Cure Wounds more than that?
And I rolled shit. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, is it D8?
I rolled a 3. You're thinking healing word, which is a D4.
But just imagine if Avery
Mm.
just like dropped
Here's the
thing.
his holy symbol and just kicked the shit out of Hops.
I wish! Except I have a negative strength.
I have negative strength
So
too,
does
man.
Hops.
No doubt. Hops.
Oh fuck!
Wait, you know
I
what I
punch
just thought
you.
about?
That.
I
Oh,
do negative.
fuck.
I do -1 damage and heal you when I punch you.
That's exactly what I said earlier.
You're so holy, you heal by hitting.
Oh,
Got it.
But
Healing hands, healing hands, healing hands.
I'm gonna stay with Bastion.
for
Bastion's gonna
now,
fight.
we're
I'm
gonna
just
end
gonna
it
up
here.
him.
Shut your face holes real quick while I sign off. We're going to end it here. Next time we will pick up
Right.
with a battle between our wizard Hoffs and our cleric Avery. See which one will win in a battle of wits. Well, maybe it'll turn to fists. Who knows? In the meantime, you can check out any of our social medias, all crispy_video. You can see them in the chat as well. Or you can check us out next time. Unfortunately, we will not be streaming this Wednesday, but we will. Or actually, we will not be streaming next week either. But we do have one more stream tomorrow, where we will be doing a one-shot of Adventure in the Atoro Edith. It's a picking up of a campaign. In one-shot format now, where we will venture into the jungles of Watanya, where a mysterious tome is sending calls out to the citizens of Hanzhou, and individuals have been wandering out into the jungle, never to return. A fugitive group from the Free People of the Collective now venture out into these jungles to retrieve this tome, and our heroes have to get there first to retrieve the ancient artifact before they do. Let's see if they can do it, or if they die in the process. Tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. to see if they can do it, and after that, stay tuned for what's to come. We will be picking up not next week, but the week after that. The Friday. Sorry, what's that?
No, it didn't.
The Friday of May 13th. We will be picking up. I will be going to Hawaii, so yeah, that'll be a whole bunch of fun. I will be.
Ooh, congrats!
It's something of my bucket list getting checked off. Going to spend time on the islands. It should be a blast. But yeah, so stay tuned for more to come. Until next time, it was fun. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.
Raid!
Say good night.
Good night!
Peace,
Good
bitches.
night.
Raid, Chris!
Yes, I will raid.
Do it!
Heroes on streaming right now.